was a bumpy situation for you. It's like Aaron's going to try to feed him the rock as much as he can. So there you go. So Buckeyes.
Yeah, they look pretty good, didn't they?
Literally the Buckeyes.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
what it is.
That defense sure has turned a corner, I feel like, since playing the 49ers in week 1. They looked exactly like they did last year, except now this year they have at least a little bit of an offense through the first month of the season.
Why not?
Yeah. You buying in on the hype train?
I mean, what's the hype? Them being winning 9 to 10 games, 11?
I'd say hype train for them would be like 11 plus. Yeah.
I think
11 and 6.
I think they're capable of that.
Yeah, I agree.
They're 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
Why not, Beam? I mean, that's real. Hell is real.
Got the Broncos coming up at home. We got the Vikings at home, and then the Bills at home. It's a nice little three-pack for them.
You go 2-3 in that stretch, or 2-1 in that stretch, you feel good about it.
Yeah.
Win 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Why not? Come out of this thing 4-2. It's pretty. After a pretty bumpy start, that's pretty good. The Patriots aren't anything to write home about, but you know what? Why not?
Yeah, they were 1-1 coming into the night.
They beat the Bengals.
They did at home. Bengals at home, but
that was unfortunate.
Patriots on the road.
That was unfortunate.
Yeah, Sharky. How about your Cleveland Guardians yesterday? Another dramatic walk-off win. Congrats to you, Mr. Playoffs.
Thank you. 3 out of 4 against the Twins, all 3 by 1 run.
All right. That's exactly what we need. Yeah, man. I was watching some of that yesterday a little bit. Was watching some football last night. Then I tuned into the South Alabama App State game. My God. South Alabama. Whew. Man, that was pretty impressive what they got rolling there.
That was a little bumpy if you were App State, Beam.
Yeah. At
bumpy.
Home, getting shell-shocked like that by South Alabama, 48-14.
App State's supposed to be the team that does that to big schools, and they definitely got taken behind the woodshed a little bit.
Yeah, for sure they did. We sat down to watch some Thursday night football last night. Mayor got done doing, grading tests or doing homework or whatever, planning for the next
Loser
day.
stuff.
Yeah, she comes down. And she goes, "Oh, look, my favorite thing in the world, football." And I said, "Well, what do you mean? It's Thursday through Monday.
Yeah.
This is what we've got on the TV screen. Tuesdays and Wednesdays are times for us to watch shows.
Is she
Thursday's
serious
football
about
time."
that? Does she know? I mean, is it?
Yeah,
real?
it's a joke. It's a joke at this point.
Okay. Is she not an Aaron Rodgers fan?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Would she rather watch Shohei Ohtani become the first 50-50 guy of all
I think she would rather watch like Alex versus America or Chopped or Iron Chef or something.
My gosh. Get it together. Get yourself
that
together.
Or the Secret Lives of Mormon Lives. Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. She's been real into that lately.
She trying to join that?
I don't know. I'm going to have to do some
Anybody
homework.
can get in on that, baby.
I'm going to have to do some homework on that. We got a great show lined up for you here this morning. Get you ready for Buckeyes and Marshall. Yeah, it'll be a good show.
Okay.
It's a football Friday. All football Fridays are good shows. Award-winning show.
Fair enough.
You'll hear from Ryan Day coming up here in our next segment. Our guy, ParamountSports.com, Lee Sterling, he's going to guide us through all the chalk this weekend in football.
Levi?
Yeah, coming up here at 6:35. That might be his real name. Mike Nugent recants what happened 20 years ago against Marshall. We're going to not check in with him, but Jared Smalley of NBC4 did an awesome interview with him at the Horseshoe, and it's terrific. It's terrific.
He's not going to remember it correctly because he was he was in it. You want a third-party perspective like I gave yesterday.
Well, you are a third-party perspective, and then A.J. Hawk will also be a third-party perspective coming up here at 8:35. Yeah. Sandwich between that and then our guy, Austin Ward, he's going to join the program. We'll break down Buckeyes and Thundering Herd with him coming up at 7:35. Before we get into anything else today, it is Friday, September 20th, 2024. Time for Today in History.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
Great tweet, Shark, from the @MorningJuice 971 page. Wah-wah-wee-wah. It's Friday. Very excited.
It is. Me like you. How much? This date, September 20th, the 264th day of the year, 102 days remaining. Folks, when we get back, there will be less than 100 days remaining in this calendar year.
Sprint finish.
That's pretty remarkable there. This date, 1519, Fernando Magellan sets sail from Spain with 270 men to circumnavigate the globe. He is given credit, Beam, for circumnavigating the globe. However, on that expedition, he did not return home. He died somewhere in the Philippines.
Nice.
This date, 1881, Chester A. Arthur is sworn in, Shark, as what number president?
That'd be number 20, Bob. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was Garfield.
Come on.
Chester Allen Arthur, he was after Garfield. He was number 22.
What did the A in James A. Garfield stand for?
James
Arthur?
That's a question.
I don't know. He
Look
was
that-
from
I don't know.
Akron, wasn't he?
His
Abram.
father lost his job.
Abram.
James Abram.
Not a joke, Shark.
Not a joke.
Not a joke. Abram. So we've got Chester A. Allen. Is that for real?
That's right.
You're positive?
Positive.
I mean, we already missed
Now, I
one this
don't know
morning.
if
I had
it's-
you teed up. Like,
I don't know if it's Allen or Allan, but it's definitely Allen.
but your Wolfpack grew by one. I was
Going to say related to Galifianakis from The Hangover.
For sure it was. This day, Joe Louis wins the heavyweight title of the world against Bob Pastor in 11 rounds. He beat Joe Louis's ass. Oh, there we go. This day, 1946, the first Cannes Film Festival is held after a 7-year delay.
Con.
Well, you know, in America,
I know you don't speak French, Bob.
Cannies.
it's all right. You see some cans and cans. See some cans and cons? I don't know. Either way, it sounds good to me. This date, 1955, Willie Mays becomes the 7th player to hit 50 home runs. And then this date, 1982, the NFL players went on strike for 57 days.
TV5 Eyewitness News.
Hello, Cleveland. I'm Ted Henry, and the strike is on. The National Football League has called a strike that will begin tomorrow. Gib Shanley has more on this.
For the first time in the 63-year history of the NFL, a strike will stop play. The Players Association's executive committee decided at a meeting today that work stoppage will begin immediately following tonight's game between New York and Green Bay. Browns player rep Doug Deacon was cornered earlier today after his players' 45-minute meeting.
We have made a counter proposal. We have come off our percentage of the gross. So we feel that we have taken a big step, but there's been no action on their part.
There we go. 57 days later was resolved.
Sad day.
Moved forward. Yeah, well, it'd been
Bad
tough. Yeah, I played a couple games and called it. Unfortunately, my dad was part of that one. Missed a lot of time. This day, 1988, Greg Louganis wins the gold medal in the 3-meter board. That's 3 days after hitting his head on the board in the Seoul Olympics.
Greg Louganis, after 10 rounds, this is the final dive, is in front.
This is a reverse 3 1/2 somersaults tuck, the most difficult dive in his list at 3.5. He is finished. That was an exhibition of courage.
The gold medalist and Olympic champion, Greg Louganis, the United States of America.
There we go. American gold there in 88. In this date, 2013, Alex Rodriguez hits a grand slam for the New York Yankees and setting a major league record for 24.
Fly ball, right field. Pence back. Truck. Wall. See ya. A grand slam for A-Rod. A record-breaking 24th grand slam. And the Yankees lead 5-1. Well, we were wondering why keep him in if he can't drive the ball, but that short corner of the ballpark, he was able to drive the ball out. A big grand slam.
Did you just say 25-1?
No, 5-1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go, B.
I blacked out. I blacked out.
What's got you juiced? Some birthdays today. Red Auerbach, the longtime Celtics coach and executive, born on this date in 1917. George R.R. Martin turning 76 today, Beam. I've concluded there's zero chance he finishes his
I think he's already done, and I think it'll be released when he dies.
No, he's just holding it? Okay.
Yeah.
Either way.
He writes it on a DAW-based computer.
Of course he does.
Make any sense.
MS-DOS, Beam.
Yeah.
John and Puck Panazzo, some of the founding members of Styx. John passed away in 96. Chuck turning 76 today.
Love Styx.
They're twins. Some people say, Beam, they're the greatest American band.
That's what they say.
Dante Hall, the Human Joystick, turning 46 today. member of the Chiefs All-Decade Team.
X Factor.
All-Pro in 2002 and 2003. Sergei Bobrovsky, the man they call Goalie Bob, turning 36 today. And Carlos Hyde, Buckeyes running back, 8-year NFL vet, turning 34 years young.
Miller the snap, hands it Carlos Hyde, and he's got a big hold of the 45-50. Down the right side to Nebraska's 30-yard line. To the 20 goes Hyde. To the 10 into the house. Carlos Hyde on first down gets his second rushing touchdown of the year on a 63-yard scamper to the end zone. 16-3 Ohio State.
He's so good.
I'm guessing that was from the first half, Shark. That was Nebraska in 2011.
Yeah, that was a rough one. The Buckeyes had a 27-6 lead, and then Braxton got hurt.
I watched that, Shark. I didn't want to see it. It was Halloween, trick or treat, when I was up in Detroit.
Spooky season.
And when someone's like, oh, the Buckeyes are up big against Nebraska, I was like, really? I didn't want to watch it because I thought it was going to be bad. And then I watched the second half.
And it was bad.
Which I watched the bad part. Some holidays observances today. It is Global Beer Responsible Day, International Greenwich Day, National Concussion Awareness Day, National Fried Rice Day, National Pepperoni Pizza Day, National Punch Day, Rum Punch Day, String Cheese Day, and World Cleanup Day. And those are your historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays observances for this date, September 20th, 264th day of the year, 102 days remaining in this 2024.
You know what goes unsung? Good job on that, Bob, as always. You know what goes unsung about the Cleveland Guardian, Shark? It's Jose Ramirez. I mean, I know that he took the hometown discount to stay in Cleveland. Jose Ramirez, among active Major League Baseball players, excluding the COVID year in 2020, Jose Ramirez, 6 active years of 2020 baseball. That's the longest in Major League Baseball. He's a freak. He's an absolute freak. Love that guy.
I don't like to exclude 2020. They only played 60 games, but I think he finished second in the MVP voting that year.
Yeah, it's a huge year. Yeah. Huge year for him. And everything I feel like that he does is just under the rug. Can't wait for some playoff baseball. J-Ram back at it. Buckeyes laid another brick in the foundation of their season. With a good week of practice, we're going to get you ready for Marshall coming up next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We do have a couple of slow spots for the early commute. Elm Creek Drive is closed in both directions between Refugee Road and Winslow Drive due to a fire. You can detour US 33 between Refugee and Livingston Avenue. That's going to make you need a little extra time this morning. Otherwise, on the main roads and freeways, things are just beginning to build for the morning drive. I'm Heather Pasco for 97.1, The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Buckeye Lake Marina. Sail into savings at Buckeye Lake Marina before the year ends and find the boat that's just right for you. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com for more.
Erectile dysfunction is a destroyer of your confidence, of your joy and intimacy, and often it can even harm your relationship. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, the leading men's sexual health practice in our area for treating erectile dysfunction. And I want you to know today that if you're like most men, you can be free of ED and all the impacts it has on your life. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're your local provider for dealing with men's sexual health issues. Our expert medical teams are focused on treating ED, and we have highly effective treatment plans with some protocols that work in well over 90% of cases. We can even combine treatments for greater efficacy, all of which means it's very likely you'll be having great sex again within just a day or two of your first appointment. You might even find you're performing like you haven't in years. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 2 convenient locations, just off 270 in Hilliard and near the Medical Mile in Westerville.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. I want to tell you about my friends over at Newman Roofing. When I needed a new roof, there was only one company I was going to call, and that was Newman. Because as a family-owned and operated company, Newman Roofing understands the importance of creating a customer experience centered around values that's built on a foundation of trust and integrity. Newman Roofing has been maintaining its commitment to the company's core values for over 32 years, and it shows, folks. When we dealt with them, they were fantastic. Each team member we dealt with, they were dedicated to respecting both you and your property in hopes of creating a lasting relationship with each family they interact with. If you're someone who values quality workmanship and excellent customer experience, then Newman Roofing, well, there's nowhere else to go. It's the company for you. So whether you need a small roof repair or a complete roof replacement like I did, the team
team at Newman Roofing approaches every job with the same level of care and excellence. So give them a call at 614-NEW-ROOF. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof. NewmanRoofing.com.
The Buckeyes are back at the shoe for a battle with Marshall.
Live fan coverage starts Saturday morning at 6:30 with the Kick at Noon.
Every game, every season. Your flagship home of the Buckeyes, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Football is all about winning, and so is the Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. With 4 dealerships and a collision center, we've got everything you need to stay game day ready. Don't forget our Carvenience service, the most convenient way to service your vehicle. We pick it up, drop off a rental, and we bring it back to you when it's done. Plus, every vehicle comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty. Hinderer Motor Company, where convenience and confidence meet. Visit HindererMotorCompany.com. We love what moves you.
Excuse me, waiter. There's a hair in my soup. A long purple hair.
I'm so sorry. I'll get the manager.
I'm the manager. How can I help?
Wait, weren't you the Plum Insurance mascot?
What gave it away? My long purple fur?
Something like that.
What if all insurance companies were like NJM and were known for putting their policyholders first, not gimmicks? Then all those insurance mascots would have to get real jobs.
I'll pass on dessert.
No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM.
Have you lost Ohio Medicaid? At healthcare.gov, you can find a low-cost, quality health plan.
Do plans cover doctor visits?
What about emergency care?
And prescriptions?
All covered and more. Plus, with the new law, 4 out of 5 customers can find a plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. Healthcare.gov is here for you. Enroll today for coverage starting the 1st of next month. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is, fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today, sunny and hot, highs in the low 90s. Tonight, increasing clouds. There is a weak frontal boundary moving on through that may bring us a 20% chance of a pop-up shower before 11 a.m. on Saturday. Otherwise, expect a mostly sunny afternoon on Saturday with highs in the low 90s. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
In high school, Bobby was a district swimming finalist. Also, Beamer still wears floaties. This is Morning Juice.
Well, Football Friday edition of the program. Brandon Beam, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. Coming up here in our next segment around 6:33 this morning, Lee Sterling of ParamountSports.com. He's going to guide us through all your footballing weekend of chalk. That's just ahead. Bob, before we go any further, why don't you give me a number here on this Football Friday?
Oh, boy. Let's go with number 5 for Garrett Wilson.
Number 5 for G5, 614-821-9710. You be caller number 5. You get into Shark. You're going to be walking away with a pair of tickets to go see Sebastian Maniscalco, stand-up comedian Sebastian Maniscalco, stopping by the Shot on Saturday, February 8th. So you still got time to get your tickets because they do go on sale today through Ticketmaster, Friday, September 20th at 10 a.m. That is about 3 hours and 39 minutes away from right now. 614-821-9710. Caller number 5. You get into Shark. You're going to be walking away with a pair of tickets to go see Sebastian Maniscalco at the Shot on February 8th. You've been over at practice this week, Bob. Ryan Day talking about the intensity of said practice heading into Marshall.
Yesterday was a dynamite practice. Today was hot, and we grind through it. I mean, some guys really pushed through it. Today was a hard practice, but it wasn't all perfect. But you know, we put another brick in the foundation, and we feel like, our guys, we'll get on the film and figure it out. But if we keep pushing and keep challenging each other, and, one of the biggest things, when you're trying to chase something special is, you have to challenge each other, and you have to be truthful. And sometimes love doesn't always feel like love when you're challenging each other. And, you got to do it, though. And, you have to have that approach that, like, I love you so much now that, you're not going to be hurting in the future. just going to open up my heart and just push you and feel like you have open conversation back and forth, and I think that's what it is. And if it's not good enough, we got to call it out for what it is, and when it is, we got to celebrate those moments as well. So all things that we're talking about this week, but I think overall the intensity was good today. Today was a hot day. I don't know what the temperature was out there, but it was a good day for us to get on the field and get some work in and push through it. And so now tonight we got to get our rest. Got to have a good practice tomorrow, and then noon will come fast.
That was a really interesting line by Ryan Day right there. And I love you so much right now that you don't hurt in the future. Tough love, Bob, because those experiences at the end of the season, when you don't win a national championship game or you lose to Michigan, like those stink. I mean, right? Like those stink.
There's the old adage: it's which hurts worse, the pain of sacrifice or the pain of regret, and that's the reality of it. Like, are you willing to go through the hard things early on, and in doing that, that will give you the best opportunity to win and not experience the sadness later. So that's what they try to do. You lean in early. You try to make sure you do everything in the offseason. You do everything in the preseason. You do everything during the week so you continue to get better and better and better each and every day. And in doing that, that's going to set yourself up for success. And that's what Ryan's trying to do. You challenge each other. Their Tuesday's practice, man, it was dynamite. Like Ryan said, I hadn't seen a practice that good in a while. I mean, the first 10 minutes were phenomenal. They got after it in a big way. So, Wednesdays, it was hot. You push through it. You have a Thursday practice, put the can of polish on everything, jog through stuff. They go so hard early in the week that you're able to taper off a lot towards the end, and that helps a ton.
Yeah, and then they'll have walkthrough today, Bob, and then get ready for Marshall coming up here tomorrow. I was going to say tomorrow morning. That's more so for the fans. But tomorrow at high noon, you get the Thundering Herd in town. What about the chemistry between Will Howard and Seth McLaughlin? Two new guys coming in here during the offseason. So far through 2 weeks of the season, what's he seen out of those guys?
It started in recruiting when we were at dinner. They hit it off. Parents hit it off and played against each other. I think maybe it was in the Sugar Bowl when Kansas State played Alabama, and they just instantly had a good relationship. And then once they got here, they spent a lot of time together in the meeting room looking at protections, talking about the cadence, the snaps, those types of things. And so they're both, very intelligent guys and communicate both really well. So it certainly helps to have a presence up front and at the quarterback position with both. Have command like that, and that's going to be important, especially, as we start heading into these bigger games and start to see different adjustments that have to be made in game. So, but no, they're now I feel like they've been here for a while. They're not newcomers anymore. They're veterans.
All the time we talk about quarterbacks and we give them praise and we lump them pretty hard when they have bad performances. But an understood part of that equation is the relationship that you have with your center. And so far, Bob, we've talked about Seth McLaughlin's issues when he came in here at Ohio State, some center issues, some snapping issues. Now, if you go watch Alabama, they're still having some issues down there with Jalen Milroe, which leads me to believe that not that everything wasn't Seth's fault down there at Alabama, but there may be some cadence issues, other things that's going on. But when you don't have a great relationship with your quarterback, those things tend to happen more often than they don't. And we haven't seen anything so far to prove that that's going to be the case moving forward, at least here in Columbus.
So that was the big issue when Seth came in. People were like, oh, look at that. Go watch the playoff.
Watch the Rose Bowl.
Watch the Rose Bowl against Michigan and the snaps. And I'm like, well, I didn't really watch any snap issues like the guys at College Center. And then you see Alabama still have snap issues. So you're wondering, is it the quarterback? Is it the cadence? Was there something else that was aloof, Beam? Because it doesn't seem to be the case with Seth when he's here. He's done a good job. He's a veteran guy. He blocks well. He's smart. He knows what's going on. Him and Will have a good relationship. There's a familiarity that it feels like they've developed with the cadence. And so there haven't been any issues. Meanwhile, Alabama still had some of those.
Yeah.
And maybe they get them corrected throughout the year. Maybe they don't. But the thought that it was, Seth McLaughlin, that to me now, looking at
season, how important it is, going to play an expanded schedule, hopefully getting into the college football playoff, playing more games than any college football team has ever played before. And Ryan Day kind of echoed that yesterday on his coach's show, just how the Denzel Burke targeting penalty was a great example of how it's a next guy up mentality.
If you're a guy like Denzel, it's important in that moment to have somebody that's behind you in your unit that you feel confident, like he goes in the game to replace me, like we're going to be okay. For two reasons. One, for the team and for the unit, but also as the games go on, just like we were talking on special teams. If you have to carry all the water, it can wear you down. It's a long season, but having those guys there to help along the way, just like with the defensive line, just like with the offensive line we're talking about, that can be big. And so good to see Jermaine step in, but we see that every day in practice. So you get an opportunity to prove it in front of your teammates every day.
That's a pretty good guy to have, Jermaine Matthews Jr., right? I mean, he's a pretty solid guy to come in if Denzel goes out for any other reason or IGB does. But also you look at not just like a Jermaine Matthews character, Bob, but some of these interior defensive linemen that are coming on, the edge rushers, like Lorenzo Styles, great game that he had a couple of weeks ago against Western Michigan. And so you continue to add pieces to the puzzle. And I do feel like this is one of the deeper Ohio State teams that we've seen so far, defensively for sure.
So deep, Beam.
Yeah.
So deep. We've talked about it. We've talked about all the guys, the versatility they have, the amount playing 16 defensive linemen. I mean, there is a plethora of guys that they have the ability to choose to play from or play with, and that gives them the ability to, hey, go 2 linebackers, go 3 linebackers, heck, go 4 linebackers. You want to go 5 DBs, 6 DBs, 7 DBs, 3D linemen, 4D linemen. Like, you have all these options because you have a lot of good players who have played ball.
Congratulations to Tyler of Millersport. He knew that he needed to be caller number 5 here this morning. He's walking away with a pair of tickets to go see Sebastian Maniscalco at the Shot February 8th. Again, tickets will go on sale on Ticketmaster today, Friday, September 20th at 10 a.m. Lee Sterling of Paramount Sports. He's going to guide us through our football weekend of chalk coming up next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
The morning drive is a little slow because of a serious fire at a scrapyard. It's caused the closure of Alum Creek Drive, both directions between Refugee Road and Winslow. So you will need some time to follow an alternate route there. Taking a look at traffic on the south side, 270 at Lockbourne. Definitely some building traffic volumes here, but the roads are clear and dry. I'm Heather Pasco for 97.1, The Fan Traffic.
Dormar, you're kind of hero.
Dormar can be there today, guaranteed. Visit them at dormarhvac.com.
Hey folks, Bobby Carpenter here. I picked up my brand new Toyota Tundra last week and I absolutely love it. From my guy Marcello at Germain Toyota. And right now, you can lease the powerful Toyota Tundra SR5 for just $409 per month. That's 36 months, 10,000 miles per year. Built to handle tough jobs and thrilling journeys. The Toyota Tundra SR5 is the ultimate companion for work and play. These deals are rolling out fast, so don't wait. Visit Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road or online at germaintoyota.net. Offer ends soon. See dealer for details.
Barely 5 hours a week. It's how much time most of us spend outdoors. Not nearly enough time getting lost in canopies of breathtaking fall colors. Brilliant hues extending all across America's third most forested state. We could all use a little more time outdoors, soothing mind, body, and spirit in West Virginia. Plan your fall getaway at wvtourism.com.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter, and everybody gets beaten down. They get tired, they get old, they get sore, they don't move like they used to. You have those achy joints that you want to heal up and you want to feel better. I'm no different than you. This is Bobby Carpenter. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm talking about advanced regenerative medicine. I had issues with my knee. I didn't like it. I'd played football for so long, and I wanted to run. I wanted to be active again. I thought I was going to need surgery. Thankfully, I got to go see the folks over at QC Kinetics, and they were able to look at my knee, prescribe a treatment program with no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. And you know what? I brought my dad with me. He absolutely loved it as well. And we wanted to go to QC Kinetics because they're the leaders and the experts in these amazing regenerative treatments. We're talking about cellular therapies here, and there's tens of thousands of people all across the country that have tried it at QC Kinetics. So they've got locations in Dublin and Gahanna, so it's easy to check them out. You can go to QCkinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
The Jackets are back for preseason action as they head to Buffalo to battle the Sabres. Live fan coverage starts Monday at 4:45.
Sponsored by Atlas Butler Heating and Cooling.
Proud to be your flagship home for the Blue Jackets. The Fan.
We're dealing at Reichert Ford.
$2,500 low price guarantee.
With our lowest prices and 72-hour exchange policy, you can't buy the wrong car. Thousands of vehicles are waiting at ReichertFord.com.
Get the right car at Reichert.
We're dealing.
Kemba Financial Credit Union pays you to save. Get a $300 bonus with a new money market account and earn a premium interest rate on your money. It adds up to big-time savings for your goals and dreams. Visit Kemba.org to check our rates and learn more. Restrictions apply. Bonus requires Advantage status and $10,000 minimum balance be deposited in the first 30 days and maintained to qualify for a $100 bonus at 90 days and $200 at 180 days after opening. Federally insured by NCUA. Offer ends September 30th.
Bobby Carpenter here for my good friends at Ohio Mulch. Stop into any of Ohio Mulch's convenient locations for topsoil at $19.99 a cubic yard or get 20 bags for $20 in-store or online at ohiomulch.com. That's ohiomulch.com.
An electrifying live event experience is back. Nitro Circus. Unbelievable tricks. Unstoppable energy that will blow your mind.
People always said that Nitro Circus couldn't work as a live show, but with this much passion, it was always going to work.
Excitement for the entire family. December 5th at Nationwide Arena. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
All right, gentlemen, this is Emmett Smith on behalf of Depend, and I've got the perfect play. Run straight to your doctor's office for a life-changing catch. Because when prostate cancer is caught early, it's up to 99% treatable. And one blood test might be all it takes. And now through November, Depend is donating to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for select purchases. Talk about a great play.
From September 1st to November 30th, Depend is donating 40 cents to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for Depend Shield Guards Real Fit products purchased in the U.S. up to a maximum of $300,000 void in Mississippi.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. FeelGreatColumbus.com. The Fan.
One of these guys thinks Clintonville was named after Bill Clinton. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Coming up here next hour at this very time, 1 hour away from right now, our good friend of the podcast and Dotting the I's, Austin Ward. He's going to join the program, get you ready for Marshall and Ohio State tomorrow, high noon, over at the Horseshoe. Right now, we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Check with our good friend at ParamountSports.com. He is Lee Sterling. Last week, Lee, 3-1-1, winning week up on the big board. Let's get to tonight's action, actually, before we get to a loaded slate of Saturday and Sunday for college football and the NFL. It's a really good one in the Big Ten tonight, Lee. It is Nebraska at home, laying 7.5 points against Illinois. Both these teams coming in undefeated. One has to leave with a 1.
1-0 has got to go, baby.
1-0 has got to go, Lee. Where are we going with this?
Yeah, so Illinois, they just seem like they've been at the same level for so many years. I mean, they're competitive. They're more of a running team. This kid Fagan's 250 pounds. They got to get him going if they want to have a chance. Nebraska's defensive line, very impressive so far. Nebraska's D has held all three opponents under 10 points. In fact, both defenses have held 6 opponents combined to 46 points. We know that Illinois is looking to avenge last year's upset where Nebraska went in there and dominated the game here. I just think this is a little bit too much, a little too high over a touchdown for some rivals here. Northern Iowa held the ball for over 38 minutes of the 60 minutes last week against Nebraska. I think Nebraska wins 24-18, but I could see Illinois driving for a touchdown and Nebraska holding them off at the end.
Ooh, I like that there, Lee. Another big game up in the Mitten, Michigan, welcoming in another SEC, or another, wow, not SEC, they welcomed in an SEC foe in Texas, now welcoming in a current and new Big Ten foe in USC. USC has looked good thus far. Yep. They've played well, -5. How do you feel about the Wolverines?
Yeah, I was feeling really good about USC for a while. They're 2-0 straight up. They handle Utah State. And then I look a little bit deeper. Utah State had to play a backup quarterback. In that first game against LSU, it seemed like they were the better team, and they beat LSU. Now, after watching LSU's defense play South Carolina and give up 33 points, I'm not so sure. Now, I always thought that Michigan should have played Alex Orji as a starter. If you watch the spring game, for some reason they went with Davis Warren. He's now thrown 6 interceptions. So they're going to go from a no-threat quarterback in Davis Warren to a dual threat in Alex Orji here. And I think he can stretch the field and make some plays here. So obviously their star tight end, we don't know if he's going to play or not, but I think they're going to dominate the line of scrimmage here and play Big Ten football and show USC what it's all about here. Wrong team favored. Michigan outright 24-20.
All right, Wolverines getting it done then. Licking their wounds coming off that Texas loss. I know a lot of people were excited here in Columbus, Lee, about that a couple of weeks ago. But you say wrong team favored. Michigan going to get it done at the Big House tomorrow afternoon at 3:30. Let's get to the topic du jour, what we've been talking about a lot here this week. Buckeyes with a bye week last week, Lee, coming off of a pasting of Western Michigan just a couple of weeks ago. Only 6 first downs allowed in their last game to Western Michigan. Looking to continue that edge, although it is the best of their non-conference opponents because you do get Marshall coming into town. Marshall looking pretty good, establishing a run game. That game was closer against Virginia Tech than the final score would kind of recommend it would be. But the Buckeyes tomorrow, high noon at the Horseshoe, favored by 39.5 over the Thundering Herd.
Yeah, we know Ohio State has outscored Akron and Western Michigan from the MAC 108-6 so far this year. Marshall did only gain 278 yards in that game against Virginia Tech 2 weeks ago. Their quarterback went 13 for 36 passing. In fact, one of his passes hit a cheerleader. I mean, that's like the all-time no-no. You're that far off from hitting your receiver. So I think they can name the score. I mean, usually don't give out these games to my clients once you get above 30 points. Just depends when they pull the starters. But Ohio State just so deep at the skill positions. We're going to keep riding Ohio State here, 53-10.
Hey, Lee, before we move on to the NFL here, how would you kind of handicap the Big Ten right now from what you've seen out of this conference?
I think it's good. The unknown, everyone says every year it's going to be Penn State. I still don't think that they're there. So I still think that it's Ohio State and pretty much everyone else. I'm a little disappointed in Oregon. You look at the talent level, except for last game, they really have not put it together. So I think it's going to be Ohio State and Oregon's a little bit down. Obviously, going to Oregon's a little bit tougher, but that's it. I mean, there's some decent teams out there that, Michigan's decent, Iowa's decent, but so many weaknesses. Like Iowa still has no offense at all. McNamara, I don't know whether he can't see over the lineman. I think the team to watch in the next couple of years is Nebraska.
Okay, there we go.
Yep.
On to the NFL. We've got Pittsburgh visiting the L.A. Chargers. Jim Harbaugh looking good to rolling with the league leading rusher in J.K. Dobbins. Justin Fields, a quarterback for the Steelers. How do you see that one playing out?
Yeah, I think Fields right now is perfect for this team, especially playing the Chargers. Maybe down the road when they need to score more, they might have to go to Russell Wilson, but not a surprise the Chargers are running the ball more than anyone. Running the ball 59% of the time, highest in the league. J.K. Dobbins, an early candidate for Comeback Player of the Year, leading the NFL in rushing. But I just think the Chargers still have no weakness, and if Pittsburgh can, play 7, once in a while 8 in the box here, I think it's going to really give the Chargers offense trouble. So I'm going to take Pittsburgh, keep riding them here. Someone's got to lose, and it's going to be the Chargers. Pitt, 21-16.
He is Lee Sterling of ParamountSports.com with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Got to wait a little while for this game, Lee. On the banks of the Ohio River, the 0-2 Bengals entertaining the 1-1 Washington Commanders. Bengals laying 7.5 points. They got to get off the schneid in this one, right?
Yeah, I mean, Zach Taylor, he is notorious for slow starts. However, 3-0 the past 3 years in Game 3. Jamar Chase seems to be rounding into shape here. The Commanders carved up by Baker Mayfield in Tampa Bay opening week, giving up 37 points, 392 yards. The pass defense might be the worst in the NFL. I mean, just breaks in coverage, lack of talent, no pass rush. They traded their best 2 pass rushers last year. So I just think that the Commanders here are still lost, and beating the Giants is no great shake. Cincinnati finally gets off the schneid, 31-20.
Beating the Giants, no great feat. Absolutely, we agree with it. But Cincinnati fans will be happy with that one, Lee. All right, your free play, Cleveland taking on the Giants, the other part of that epic NFC East tilt last week, where offense set new world records in the NFL.
Yeah, and the kicker got hurt on the opening kickoff. It's just things that happen to bad teams. So if you want to get Cleveland and the Giants, and the Shark is going, Mark the Shark is going to the games. We hear that. So you want to find out if he's going to be happy or is he going to be crying after this game. First 5 callers call 800-400-9741. Give them Cleveland and the Giants on me. And this is a huge weekend. It's the Baker's Dozen. People love this weekend. Normally, you got to be a monthly or season client. You can come on board for 13 games combined, Saturday and Sunday, $97. And here's what we're going to do. We've had some 12-1, 11-2, 10-3 finishes on this promotion. I'm so sure I'm going to win. I've never done this. If I don't go 7-6 or better, you'll get the following week for free. I'm also going to throw in the baseball. We're now 19-5 in the last week and a half in baseball. We'll throw that in through Sunday. So you can get, like I said, the Baker's Dozen, 13 games, $97 with a guarantee. Just one place, ParamountSports.com, or call 800-400-9741.
Go visit the website. Go call the phone number right now. Lee, always appreciate the time, my friend. Have a fantastic weekend. Enjoy the ball, and we'll check in again next Friday, all right?
You too, guys. Take care.
There he goes. Lee Sterling, ParamountSports.com, with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Speaking of baseball, Shohei makes some history last night. That and quick hitters next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
I'm keeping an eye on the building traffic volumes today, and things are moving all right. Watch for a bit of a delay, though. We've got a serious fire at a scrapyard that's caused the closure of Allen Creek Drive both ways between Refugee Road and Winslow Drive, so you'll want to avoid the area. You can detour using 33 between Refugee and Livingston Avenue. Otherwise, things are moving all right so far today. If you're traveling on the west side, 270 at Roberts Road, traffic's moderate. I'm Heather Pasco for 97.1, The Fan Traffic.
At Custom Air, integrity is key. That's why there are no high-pressure sales tactics, just a commitment for friendly and professional service. That's the way they do things. It's the Custom Air way.
Welcome to the greatest show on turf at Great Lakes Kia. I'm pretty sure that's just tile. And you can feel the excitement in the air. Brand new Kias under $5 a day.
I'm Bart Zimmerman, General Manager at Great Lakes Kia.
Bart's coming up big. Lease new 24 Kia Forte LXS, EV Wind, and Sorrento LX.
Under $5 a day. $5.
Oh, and the fan favorite, new 24 Kia Telluride LX, under $8 a day at Great Lakes Kia.
Even new 24 Kia Carnival LXS, under $9 a day.
There's a flag on the play. It looks like credit interference.
No problem. Get approved with 1.9% financing.
Take the winning drive to Great Lakes Kia.
Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia.
In Columbus,
GreatLakesKia.com.
Visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
There's a place where mishaps don't mean missing out. Welcome to AAA's The Plus Side, where a AAA Plus membership means that an empty gas tank won't keep you from a full day. Where a flat tire doesn't have to deflate your mood. Where being locked out doesn't mean you'll be out of luck for long. And where a dead battery can't stop you from being the life of the party.
Looks like you're all set here. Have a good rest of the day.
Because on the plus side, roadside mishaps don't have to ruin your day. With AAA Plus, you're covered with the gold standard in roadside assistance, whenever and wherever you need it. Tire changes, battery swaps, and emergency fuel are just a tap, click, or call away. AAA gets to you faster, and if you need a tow, we'll take you further, anywhere within 100 miles. Become a AAA Plus member today and experience the peace of mind that comes when you live on the plus side. Towing is subject to a 7-day waiting period. Terms and conditions apply. Service is only available from AAA and CAA in North America.
Friday nights mean high school football. Join us for the Fans' high school game of the week.
This week, Dublin Jerome at Olin Tangi Liberty.
Live coverage starts Friday night at 6:30. Your home for Friday Night Lights. The Fan.
Sherrod Brown says,
I'll work with anyone to protect Ohio.
But what Sherrod Brown does in D.C. has not protected Ohio women and children. Brown voted multiple times to allow transgender biological males to compete in girls' sports. Not only unfair, but risking injury to female athletes. Brown even introduced legislation to allow transgender biological men into girls' locker rooms. And Brown would allow puberty blockers, even sex change surgery for children. Worse, Brown introduced a law to force women's domestic violence shelters to accept transgender biological men, inflicting more trauma on abused women. So when Brown says,
I'll work with anyone to protect Ohio,
Sherrod Brown is not protecting Ohio women and children. In fact, he's endangering them. Ohio deserves better. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
Are you ready to build your company's dream team? Just like in sports, finding skilled players is essential for success. With Robert Half's winning combination of specialized recruiting professionals and award-winning AI, we'll help you find the MVPs and key role players who will have you hanging banners in the rafters. Because in business, it's all about having the experienced team on your side. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com today.
With NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV, you can watch the most live NFL games all in one place, which means you can watch the Rams and the Colts and the Vikings and the Bengals and the Buccaneers and the Chargers, or whoever you're rooting for, all in your living room. But not literally, of course. That would be dangerous. Watch every game every Sunday with NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV. Sign up at youtube.com/NFLST. Local and national games on YouTube TV. NFL Sunday Ticket for out-of-market games excludes digital-only games.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today, sunny and hot with a high of 90. Tonight, increasing clouds with a 20% chance of a shower late tonight into early tomorrow morning. Saturday, we get up to around 91. Sunday, sunny skies with a high of 90. I'm meteorologist Sterling of Paramount with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Saturday is game day on The Fan.
Sponsored by Reichert Ford.
Every game, every season, your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan. If you make a wisecrack about Dayton Pizza, Beamer will murder you dead.
Humor. I have it too.
This is Morning Juice.
We here on The Juice are brought to you by our good friends over at Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. You can, of course, visit them on the line at feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sharky. Oh, it is our favorite day of the week. It's Friday.
Football Friday.
Football Friday. But we're going to start with a little baseball. Back in 1922, Ken Williams of the St. Louis Browns, they are now the Baltimore Orioles, he had 39 homers and 37 stolen bases. He was Major League Baseball's first 30-30 player. 66 years later, in 1988, Jose Canseco became the first 40-40 player. And then 36 years later, in 2024,
a man on a visa,
Shohei Ohtani.
They're dogs and cats.
Become the first 50-50 player. The Dodgers DH had 3 homers, 10 RBIs, and 2 stolen.
3 home runs. I thought that was a joke last night.
6 for 6.
I thought it was a joke, Shark. I'm like, this is the greatest game of any baseball player's ever played. I'm like, oh, yeah, he's a 50-50 guy. That's great. And then I'm like, wait a second. He had 3 home runs and stole 2 bases? Went 6. Like, that's not even... Shark, if you were to...
No one had done that before. No one had ever done that before.
50-50 or what?
Both.
3 home runs and 2 stolen bases? Like,
no leadoff hitter had ever had 10 RBIs in a game.
Yeah, because who you knocking in?
Yeah, exactly.
Your first at bat is trashed. Like, you can't hit.
I'm going to knock myself in.
The only RBI you can get is a home run.
Yeah.
That's literally it. I mean, I was more amazed the more I looked at that whole box score.
No one in Major League Baseball history had gone 5 for 5 with 2 homers, 4 extra base hits, and 2 steals. And then no one had ever gone 6 for 6 with 3 homers, 5 extra base hits, and also 2 steals. Every time he comes up to the plate yesterday, he was just making history. Now, here's a brain buster for you, Sharky. Shohei Ohtani and Jose Ramirez have both put up a 35-35 season in 2024. J-Ram went 40-40, but for the point of the argument, this is 35-35. Do you know the last time?
He didn't go 40-40.
No?
30-30.
J-Ram, no.
30-30.
35-35, right?
He's got 40 stolen bases, but he's only got 30, maybe 35 homers.
Okay, so anyways,
10 games.
35-35 season. The last time that two players went 35-35 in a season, do you know?
No.
2002.
Griff?
Vlad Guerrero Sr., not Vladdy.
Right.
And then Alfonso Soriano.
Yeah.
Oh, the Yankees?
Former Columbus Clipper.
Yeah, that's right. It's remarkable, though. I don't really want to get super meta with this discussion, Shark, but I mean, in your pantheon of baseball
We do a ton
grades,
of baseball talk.
I know we do.
It's a baseball show.
This is our making our bosses happy too, by the way, that we're talking about baseball.
This is what we're talking about because it's literally never happened.
Yes, ever in the history of the
Shohei
world.
Ohtani, Shark, is it fair to say that he might be the greatest baseball player to ever play?
I was going to ask you where you rank him on Shark's all-time list.
I would say you got to give him a few more years. And also the fact that he got a late start because he was in Japan.
Which makes it even better.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, the fact that Ichiro came over here after playing 7 years in Japan and still got 3,000 hits in Major League Baseball.
And the fact that his first season with the Mariners, his manager went up to him and was like, hey, man, I thought you could spray the ball all over the field. He goes, no, the first quarter of the season I pull hit. Second quarter of the season I go to center field. Third quarter of the season, I go opposite field. Yeah. It's like, well, quit doing that and just get on base any way that you possibly can. He may be the greatest hitter of all time, Ichiro.
Unbelievable, because last year we had Ronald Acuna Jr. go 40-70, 40 homers, 70 stolen bases, which had never happened before. Now we've got a 50-50 guy, 51-51 guy. Gosh, is anybody ever going to go 60-60?
Well, he's got a couple of games left.
No, I don't think he's going to do it this year.
I don't know if he throws together a couple games like last night. He'll be right there.
String 5 or 6 of those bad boys together, he'll be just fine. I saw that they may
5 or
pitch him.
6. Beam, you throw 5 or 6 together, he'll be hitting 75 home runs.
70-70 club. I did see that their manager said that he may pitch in the postseason.
Yeah, that rumor's been out there for a couple of weeks. That would be surprising to me that they would bring him back in the postseason. Maybe, give him a minor league start or something, but I can't.
That guy's never going down to the minor leagues unless he's rehab assignment.
During last week's 56-3 win over Texas San Antonio, Longhorns quarterback Quinn Ewers, of course, suffered an oblique injury after he had a really good game. 14 of 16, 185 yards and 2 touchdowns. In came Arch Manning, who threw for 223 yards and 4 touchdowns, also ran 67 yards for a score. Ewers still not ready to go, so Manning's going to get the start tomorrow night. He did well versus Texas San Antonio, Bob. Let's see how good he can be against mighty Louisiana Monroe.
Well, the Louisiana Monroe's coach said that he has guys on his team that played against him in high school and beat him, so they feel pretty good about
that. Yeah, he's going down tomorrow night.
He's by far the most athletic, Manning. I watched him run more than 5 yards on a single play.
His dad was pretty athletic, right?
His grandpa.
His dad was a wide receiver.
Archie. Yeah, Archie was very athletic.
But Cooper, his dad, was like the most athletic of them. He just he hurt his neck and couldn't really play anymore. Archie, yes, by far the most athletic of them. He ran around a lot in New Orleans, Shark, avoiding sacks.
He once won the MVP going 8-8 because the Saints were so bad.
Is that when they were in their Aints era?
It'll be fun to watch him. I mean, they're going to give it back to Quinn Ewers, and rightfully so. Quinn's been good this year. But I think they realize, they've got the guy for the future, and him sitting out and waiting, didn't stun his growth. It wasn't a terrible thing. He's going to be really good.
I think I'm excited to watch that game's tomorrow, 8 o'clock, so clear your calendars to watch the Arch Manning debut. We're going a little overboard, though, with the hype. It's getting a little out of control because I got an email this week.
Overhype it.
Said Arch Manning's draft, every team's chance in 2026. And there are actually odds out there for who is going to draft Arch Manning in 2026.
It's Carolina with the number 1 overall pick.
Carolina is actually 6-1 odds, and then the Broncos are 5-1, and they just drafted Bo Nix this year, so that doesn't really make sense. And then the Giants are 4-1. Saints are 7-1. Steelers are 8-1, and then the Vikings at 10-1. We're just let the kid play some football, okay?
Let the boy watch.
Let him play some football.
I believe Archie was the number 2 overall pick. Then Peyton was number 1 overall. Eli was number 1 overall. And Arch is probably
Who
going to
did
be
Eli get drafted by,
The
Sharp?
San Diego Chargers.
That's right.
Darn it. You jumped
Daddy didn't want him playing for the Chargers.
Here's a hot take. I think if he gets drafted by Carolina, they're going to pull an Eli and say, we're not coming here to Carolina.
I don't know.
They're a well-run organization.
They're big Tepper fans, I heard.
Cleveland Pro Sports accomplished something that they haven't done since I was a toddler. Tell you about that next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Traffic volumes are building a bit as you head out for the morning drive. You're going to find a couple of slow spots. Now, we do have a fire at a scrapyard closing Alum Creek Drive both ways between Refugee Road and Winslow. Also, 188 is closed in both directions between Bell Station Road and Ringgold, so watch for delays there. There's a posted detour. Otherwise, things moving okay on your main roads and freeways. I'm Heather Pasco for 97.1, The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Earn a $300 cash bonus when you open a new free checking account. Visit bmifcu.org/free for more details.
They come here illegally, crossing our southern border. Then Sherrod Brown rolls out the welcome mat for them here in Ohio. Brown voted to give amnesty to 11 million illegal immigrants, including those convicted of crimes like drunk driving, aggravated assault, and child abuse. And Sherrod Brown voted 10 times to protect sanctuary cities in Ohio, which release dangerous illegals back onto the street, making Ohio's neighborhoods less safe. And while we struggle to make ends meet, Sherrod Brown is voting to give illegals taxpayer-funded benefits, like health care for illegals granted amnesty, Social Security, COVID relief checks, even a program to fly Haitian migrants into Ohio airports, all paid for by you, the taxpayer. You think you know Sherrod Brown? Well, after 31 years in Washington, Sherrod Brown's way too liberal for Ohio. American Crossroads paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. AmericanCrossroads.org.
Football fans, meet your new full-service auto partner, Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. From Honda to Ford to Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, we have the perfect vehicle for every football fan. Stuck on the road? Our 24/7 towing and roadside assistance is just one call away. And our Carvenience service means no hassle, just great service. Plus, every vehicle purchase comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty. For unbeatable deals and unbelievable service, visit HindererMotorCompany.com. We love what moves you.
When we first started the business, there was me and one other gentleman. And in the evening, we would build the windows. My installers used to tease us because when they come pick them up in the morning, they were still warm. My employees respect me because they know that what they're doing now, I did the exact same thing. People need to see that the boss works for a living. That's part of running a good business.
Visit Rosati Windows and save 35% on all windows.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here for my friends at Affinity Whole Health. Affinity is the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy, but they are also much more than that. They help men and women who are experiencing things like low energy, low libido, muscle loss, and weight gain. Turn it all around. You can feel amazing and live better, just like I can. It can be delivered right to your door, which is tremendous. Semaglutide for weight loss and testosterone and hormone replacement therapy for so much more. I've been a customer for years, and it works. Get started at feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports.
Good morning, I'm Mark the Shark. On Wednesday, the Yankees became the first American League team to clinch a playoff spot this season. Yesterday, the Guardians became the second. Andres Jimenez's RBI single in the bottom of the 10th gave Cleveland a 3-2 win over Minnesota. The Guardians' bullpen combined for 5 2/3 hitless innings. Cleveland's magic number for clinching the Central Division is 3. In Atlanta's 15-3 win in Cincinnati, Braves starter Chris Sale allowed 2 runs over 5 innings to pick up his 18th victory. He leads the majors in wins, ERA, and strikeouts. Browns rookie defensive tackle Mike Hall pleaded no contest in court to a charge of domestic violence. He received a 30-day suspended jail sentence, a $250 fine, and was put on probation for 2 years. In Thursday Night Football, the Jets whipped the Patriots 24-3. The Sports Center is sponsored by Valley Ford of Columbus. From F-150 to F-750, Valley Ford of Columbus is Ohio's commercial truck headquarters.
Never have I been so excited to get a whiff of sweaty jock straps. It's Football Friday.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Yay, football, the fan. Bobby is known as the General. Beamer is known as Beamer. This is Morning Juice.
Hour number 2 of the program for us on a Football Friday. Brandon B., Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark, and it's week number 5 of the high school football season. And this week's Fan Game of the Week will head to Olentangy Liberty as they get ready to host Dublin Jerome. Coverage starts for us at 6:30, kickoff at 7, and after the game, it's going to be Byers Dublin Subaru overtime with Ryan Baker and Lee Cochran. It's a terrific show. It's great. A little high school whip around, see what's going on around Central Ohio. Friday nights mean high school football right here on The Fan. Coming up here, 7:35, Austin Ward, he's going to join the program. We'll break down the Buckeyes and the Thundering Herd with him. And then at 8:35, a third-hand account of 20 years ago, what in the world happened against Marshall. Still won the football game. 24-21, I believe, was the final score, Bob. We'll get into that in our next segment, a little recollection of all that. So all a bunch of good stuff coming up here in the final 2 hours.
That,
yeah. Well, you won. It's better than recalling a loss.
Yeah, that's true.
Fun final 2 hours for us on a Football Friday.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, your destination for top-of-the-line grills with up to 30-year warranties. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
And the biggest baseball news in Ohio yesterday, the Braves hammer the Reds 15-3. Swept. They're at home against the Pirates coming up here at 6:40 this evening. On the opposite,
they still have a chance to go 500, don't they?
Reds,
they're not far off.
They've got to be like 6 games under.
Yeah, there's what I'm saying. They have a chance.
They'd have to go like 8-2.
Yeah, there's a
74-80 right now.
600.
So you're saying there's a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance. On the opposite side of the state, though, Shark.
I didn't even think that would have been a possibility by now.
No. Well, Shark said either they're going to finish last or they're going to finish first in the division. And
I did not say that.
Yes, you did.
I said they would finish first. And halfway through the season, I even doubled down and said they're still going to make the playoffs.
Are you you proud of your bad take?
I cannot.
Is that what you're telling me?
I gave you an exit ramp right there.
I give, when a team is bad, I'm not the one that stands in line. I don't think Pascal deserved to be fired last year. That was a bad team he was coaching.
It's also a horrible situation that he was thrown into.
It was. But David
Worse
Bell,
than this year?
If the Reds are awful, I'm not going to say they need to fire David Bell. The Reds have more talent than any team in that division, and they suck. And so, I don't like to
Isn't that on the manager?
Call out people's jobs, but he probably needs to go. We've seen this enough.
Yeah, well, good news is he just signed a 3-year contract extension as we were speaking. So we got that to look forward to, which is good. On the opposite end of the state, though, Shark, we haven't done this in a long time, but we're going to do it right now. I can only play 10 seconds of this because we're going to get flagged for copyright on the YouTube page. Sharky, your Cleveland Guardians clinching the playoffs. How we feeling about that? Great scenes yesterday in Cleveland. Another dramatic victory for your Guards.
The champagne in the locker room,
Champagne Supernova,
was almost a little overdone because I feel like they're going to have another champagne celebration this weekend when they clinch the division.
Shark, when we had Jensen on Wednesday, he was ready for double barrel champagne celebration.
It's going to happen.
You play 162 games. Not one is given in the playoffs. Enjoy the ones that you earn in the regular season.
I enjoyed it, and they were
enjoyed watching it.
I enjoyed watching it. I have been in those celebrations where you put the goggles on and you have to avoid the.
Did you bring your own goggles?
Sure. Jen told me it's a Saturday night at the Shark household.
That's right, Bob. But they were
Goggles
smoking
and
cigars, and I thought, okay, the fire marshal's going to come into the locker room and ban them from smoking indoors.
Oh, come on. They're just having just guys being dudes.
Joe Burrow after the LSU championship.
Guys being OBJ on the field, handing out $100 bills.
Like said, they're Blackie Milds with the wooden tips.
Yeah,
they're all good.
That's fine. Thursday night football last night. Jets 20. We'll get back to the Guards in a second. 24-3 Thursday night football last night. Aaron Rodgers looking pretty good. 288 yards, I think, couple of touchdowns. It was really no problem for them. That defense was pretty.
Was one of the questions in Duel for Don, how many touchdowns would Aaron Rodgers throw for?
No, Bob, I'm sorry. I should have put a Thursday night question in there, but I didn't.
Gosh, dog it.
First time since 2015 that the Jets have beat the Patriots at home. So that had been coming for almost a decade, but they get it done in a big way. They move to 2-1, do the New York Jets. Pats fall to 1-2 on the season. Crew at home against Orlando tomorrow at 7:30. And then listen to this. We all know we got Buckeye game coming up tomorrow against Marshall.
When's the coverage start, B?
Coverage begins at 6:30 a.m. So dark and early for those guys. Out of the pregame show. That'll be from 6:30 to 6:30 in the morning.
Matty Hayes and Depot?
Yes, that is correct. I believe Dan Sanzenbacher is going to be there as well. So that's 6:30 to 8:30. And then the tailgate show with AR, Tim May, Andy Katzenmoyer will go 8:30 to 10:30. And after that, at 10:30, we will kick into our network coverage live over at the Horseshoe. The voice of the Buckeyes, Big Daddy Paul Keels, Jim Lachey, Skip Mossick, and the gang. They're going to be over there starting at 10:30. Kickoff against Marshall, set for noon or thereabouts. Probably like a 12:08 kickoff. If I was a wagering man, that's probably when the game's going to get underway. And then about an hour after the game ends, Timmy and I will be on for your network post-game coverage. And then after we're done, Chops and Reese will take you until 7:30. And then after that, we got Colorado and Baylor on the Colorado and Baylor at 7:30. So we got about 13 hours of coverage for you tomorrow.
Lots of football tomorrow. That's what you want to see. That's what you want to hear.
Yeah.
Buckeye football all around.
What's better than that? Who's
got it better than us?
Nobody. Browns against the Giants at home, 1 o'clock on Sunday. That is 11 a.m. coverage start for us right here on the Fan. Sharky, I didn't know that you were going up to the football game this weekend.
We talked about it, Beam. We talked about it, and you don't remember. Yeah, taking my wife to the Chop. She's never been to the Cleveland Chop. Going to do the buffet.
Is it just you and Jan going?
Yeah.
Oh, man, it's a great eagle.
Does she? I thought she didn't like. I thought she didn't like football.
Declaration of Impedance.
Thank you, Dana.
Caribbean.
Thank you, Dana Carvey. I thought
Who's going? What game? Browns.
1 o'clock. I'll be napping.
Wake me up at 4. I'll see the end.
Yeah, she does like Ohio State football. That's about it.
Okay.
But she's going to go with
No
me.
kids going with you this weekend?
No kids.
All right. Where are you guys sitting?
Well, they got one seat. She sits on his lap.
I don't know, Beam.
Okay. Just asking.
The tickets are in her wallet.
What we are going to do on Monday.
Do you get to fish? Do you get to fish them out?
Do you have problems putting tickets into your wallet?
I don't even want to get started with the Ticketmaster bet.
I can't get
Shark,
those tickets into my wallet. You know, my app wallet.
Maybe.
So I
Jan likes to fish them out herself.
So Jan tried it, and hers went right in.
Of course it did.
I don't know.
Yeah, I've had some issues with that in the past.
Shark, I literally I do a pregame show with XM from 9 to noon. I spent about 2 hours one day trying to get tickets into my wallet, talking about it, people tweeting at me suggestions of how to do this and that and get everything done.
You know, it'd be a lot easier if you were just able to print them off.
Yes, thank you. If you had a paper ticket like the good old days.
I don't know what that is.
COVID.
I knew that you were.
COVID killed the paper ticket.
You were an animal. I didn't realize you wanted to kill the world like that.
Yeah.
With the paper tickets.
Well, you are so paper conscious here with the stack that you print off.
Nothing drives me nuts more than waiting in a line to get into Nationwide Arena or the Horseshoe.
Watching some senior citizen.
They can't bring it up on their phone.
Because they just tried to put it in their wallet as they were down there.
Or they try to screenshot it, and they tell you on that, like, you can't just screenshot the ticket.
Because now they have the new ones that you can't, it's not a QR code. It has all the stuff.
Right.
Shark, you're a young, hip dude.
I am,
mean, despite the fact that you're going to be retiring soon, allegedly, you are more technologically... How many people do you know your age could run a YouTube channel and stream the way you
And
do?
a radio board.
Yeah. None.
You're basically a millennial. Or a Gen Z guy.
Probably.
I think
Mark
you're
the
more...
Shark, big Gen Zer.
I think you're more of a Gen Z. I don't really relate to you at all. So
Did you know cargo pants are back?
Are they?
No.
That's what I've been told.
What else is back right now with the kids?
Bell bottoms?
No.
No, flare boot cuts back.
Are they?
Boot cuts coming back, the baggy pants.
What about the puka necklace?
This is basically, we're basically into like 1994, 1995 all over again.
Grunge coming back?
Grunge is here. It's here to stay, Beam.
Next iteration is going to be very baggy basketball attire.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait for that to come
I remember
back.
watching Magic and Larry, and like I told my dad, I was like, no dudes will ever wear shorts that short again playing hoops. And then I remember sitting there watching like 2 years ago with him, and I'm like, these are shorter than Magic and Larry's.
I don't know the kid's name, but he played for Rutgers. And Meredith and I went to the game. We were right there. I'm like, those are like, that's a 4-inch inseam on those.
You wouldn't have been allowed to wear those to school.
No.
They wouldn't have passed the fingertips to the side.
No, they wouldn't have. We're getting back to short shorts. I saw this yesterday, Sharky, and I know this would make you super excited. Do you know the last time that the Cleveland Guardians / Cleveland Indians
/ Spiders,
the Browns, and the Cavs all made the playoffs in the same year?
Oh, jeez.
Because this just happened. Because the Cavs made the playoffs this year, the Browns made the playoffs last year, entering into 2024, and now with the Guardians' postseason berth, they did it. So all 3 professional teams in Cleveland earned playoff berths. Do you know the last time that happened?
Were the Tribe out? Well, what was that? 90, 93, 94?
95 was the first time that they went to the playoffs in the modern era.
Baseball?
Yeah.
Really?
95.
Well, the Browns didn't go to the playoffs for football after Belichick left and that was what, 94?
Yeah, they went to the playoffs in 94 under Belichick.
And then
they left town.
But then they came back and they made it once
under Butch Davis.
That was
2002.
2002. So that would be your only other real option because the Tribe were bad in the 80s.
But the Cavs would have had to been bad because they got LeBron in that next draft.
Beam.
Yeah.
It's first time.
No, it's not. It was the 1995 Cleveland Browns.
So they did make it. I said with Belichick, it's the only time the Browns.
The 94 season.
94 season.
Yeah.
Into 1995 in the wild card.
Yeah, they
Cavs got it, and the Indians
that was my answer.
You got it.
I got it right.
Yeah.
Cleveland Bob beat Cleveland Shark.
Well, I'm going to disagree with that. The 95 Browns did not make it. The 94 Browns did.
Yeah, but the 2023 Browns made the playoffs, but the playoffs happened in 2024.
I gotcha. It wasn't the 2020.
The question is, what calendar year did they all make the playoffs?
Yeah, that would be 1995 is the calendar year in which they all made the playoffs for the first time. Not for the first time, but
all together.
All together.
Okay.
Join the battle. Join the fray.
Come together.
Where were you at 20 years ago when Ohio State beat Marshall? Mike Nugent
down in a ditch.
Mike Nugent remembers. That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. I'm keeping an eye on those building traffic volumes. There's an accident on the east side, 70 westbound at 33. The right lane is blocked. Plan for delays really starting about James Road. Also, Alum Creek is closed between Refugee Road and Winslow Drive due to the fire at the scrapyard there. You will need some time to follow a posted detour. I'm Heather Pasco for 97.1, The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Green & Sons. Family owned and operated for over 45 years. Green & Sons will help you find your next Kubota tractor. Located in Mount Sterling and north of Marysville. And online at greenandsons.com.
Ohio, ready for some quick mental health facts? Let's go. Nearly 2 million Ohioans live with a mental health condition. In the U.S., more than 50% of people will be diagnosed with a mental illness in their lifetime. Depression is a leading cause of disability worldwide. So why are some of us still stigmatizing people living with a mental health condition when we know all of this? Let's listen to the facts and beat the stigma. Ohio, challenge what you know about mental health at beatthestigma.org.
Excuse me, waiter. There's a hair in my soup. A long purple hair.
I'm so sorry. I'll get the manager.
I'm the manager. How can I help?
Wait, weren't you the Plum Insurance mascot?
What gave it away? My long purple fur?
Something like that.
What if all insurance companies were like NJM and were known for putting their policyholders first, not gimmicks? Then all those insurance mascots would have to get real jobs.
I'll pass on dessert.
No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Is your business generating over $1 million a year in revenue? If your financial advisory team isn't keeping pace, maybe it's time for a change. Here's Brad Hennebert with Premier Advisors.
Thanks, Bobby. Our team integrates financial planning and asset management with business accounting and tax preparation. Business owners have planning needs that are unique. We work with you to design a seamless financial services bundle tailored to your business with monthly or quarterly advisory consultations to help guide you along the way. We don't just keep score of what happened last year. Our team combines expert financial planning and wealth management with top-tier tax services, helping businesses like yours build wealth for you. Call us today at 614-524-4888. That's 614-524-4888.
Brad Hennebert is a registered representative offering securities through United Planners Financial Services. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through TCP Asset Management LLC. Tax services offered through Premier Tax CPAs. United Planners is not affiliated with TCP Asset Management, Premier Advisors, or Premier Tax CPAs.
Common Man and T-Bone.
Here they were inside at like a casino showroom where they had theater lighting
really
on them.
Want to zoom in on guys going.
Common Man and T-Bone.
Sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company.
Weekdays 3 to 6 on The Fan.
Hey friends, Brandon Beam here for Truehold. Home values in the city, well, they're sky high. We know that. You have a ton of equity. Your financial advisor thinks the market has peaked. So if you're thinking about selling, it's the right time. Except for two things. High interest rates are going to burn you on a new home loan, and you're not ready to move. Savvy financial advisors suggest Truehold's new Sell and Stay program. It's ingenious because they buy your home now while its value is high, but you can stay in your home as long as you want with an easy, affordable lease. Pretty smart, right? Truehold is going to make you a solid cash offer, not a lowball offer like the others, and it's based on your home's current value. The cash is yours to travel, pay off bills, secure your retirement, and do whatever you want with it. It's your cash. And again, you can stay in your home with a comfortable lease. Truehold covers property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. See how much Truehold will pay for your home today. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. Again, that's Truehold.com.
They come here illegally, crossing our southern border. Then Sherrod Brown rolls out the welcome mat for them here in Ohio. Brown voted to give amnesty to 11 million illegal immigrants, including those convicted of crimes like drunk driving, aggravated assault, and child abuse. And Sherrod Brown voted 10 times to protect sanctuary cities in Ohio, which release dangerous illegals back onto the street, making Ohio's neighborhoods less safe. And while we struggle to make ends meet, Sherrod Brown is voting to give illegals taxpayer-funded benefits, like health care for illegals granted amnesty, Social Security, COVID relief checks, even a program to fly Haitian migrants into Ohio airports, all paid for by you, the taxpayer. You think you know Sherrod Brown? Well, after 31 years in Washington, Sherrod Brown's way too liberal for Ohio. American Crossroads paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. AmericanCrossroads.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today, sunny and hot, highs in the low 90s. Tonight, increasing clouds. There is a weak frontal boundary moving on through that may bring us a 20% chance of a pop-up shower before 11 a.m. on Saturday. Otherwise, expect a mostly sunny afternoon on Saturday with highs in the low 90s. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
counting down the days until Shark's retirement. You're listening to Morning Juice.
You can always watch us live on the YouTube stream. Go to youtube.com, type in 97.1 The Fan, hit subscribe, and all of our shows that we do live and local will also be available to watch, including game day coverage tomorrow. That's right. Live out of the Fan tailgate and the pregame shows on the YouTube machine. It's pretty cool what we got. I mean, some face, like the video faces the crowd, and then it faces like AR, Maddie, and the guys. It's pretty neat. So you can head to our YouTube page tomorrow or at any time and take a gander at that. Where were you at 20 years ago, Bob? September 11th of 2004. Do you remember that?
Was it September 11th, really?
It was. Yeah, I was looking at the game date earlier.
Yeah, I would have been on the field, Beam.
Okay.
Probably on the sideline at that point.
Mm-hmm.
In the shoe.
Yeah.
Watching us barely beat the Thundering Herd.
It's okay. 24-21. You guys got the victory. Now, I was watching this game a little bit earlier, and if you hadn't taken a listen earlier in the week about your recollection of it, what was it, Bob? Like 9 minutes left to go in the football game. Marshall ends up scoring a touchdown. They had a third and
8 or 9. They ran a reverse. I made a tackle on it.
It was a great play. I was watching it this morning. AJ's on the near side, and they run just a little handoff. AJ's fighting off a blocker. 42 is on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage, comes flying down the line, like goes behind the tackler, sweeps the legs, and you're able to wrap him up, get him down to the ground.
Probably a great celebration afterwards too.
It was just kind of a
because that was like I felt like that ended the drive, and it was 4th and 10.
Mm-hmm.
And so instead of making it 4th and 10, we chose to accept a holding penalty and make it 3rd and 20. And I'm like, why? And they're like, well, we'll get them pushed back in field goal range. They're going to go for it anyway. I'm like, it's 4th and 10. I'd much rather have 4th and 10 than 3rd and 20. And they subsequently scored the next play.
Yep. So they did that. They tied the game at 21 a pop. Now, you guys got the ball back after that. There was an interception, though, by our guy Jay Zwick after one play, right after the touchdown. So you guys gave the ball back to Marshall.
So we got another stop?
Marshall drove all the way down the field, Bob, at 21-21 to the 19-yard line to kick a field goal, and they missed the field goal.
Oh,
so they missed the 36-yard field goal. Offense gets the ball back for the Buckeyes, 3 and out.
What?
3 and out.
We didn't do anything again?
3 and out on the offensive side.
I'm looking at some of these games like, I don't know how we won this. I know we won it and I was a part of it. I don't know how we physically got it done.
To make it feel even better, 3 plays, 0 yards, 3 and out, 2 minutes off the clock.
It's good. Burn some time.
Burn some time. Marshall gets the ball back at their own 31. And I'm watching the broadcast, and it's Tirico and somebody else on the call. And they're like, oh, this is good for Marshall. They're going to take it into overtime. And then you guys get 3 subsequent stops. They're trying to kill the game, put it into overtime. It's run plays. You guys are calling timeouts like after every single play. And so you get the ball back. There was a big 3-yard stop on 3rd down. Ahmad Bradshaw was the running back, too, by the way.
Pretty good freshman, freshman.
So Buckeyes get the ball back. Awful punt. They're punting at their own 28-yard line. They don't flip the field. They get it to the 45. Ohio State's 45. So you got 5 yards to go to get into enemy territory.
We drove it like 15 yards.
Zwickster on the first play of the game, 9 yards to Santonio Holmes. Very next play, 7 yards to Santonio. You guys are getting out of bounds. Marshall then calls a timeout. Then there's a play right over the middle, and I want to say there's like 18 seconds left when I was watching it this morning.
We have a penalty after this?
No. Justin got a pass to Ryan Hamby, but this was in the middle of the field. It was a 7-yard completion. So the clock doesn't stop. Time is clicking. 12 seconds, 11 seconds, 10 seconds, 9 seconds. Hamby's still not up off the bottom of the pile. He's like pushing and shoving with some Marshall player. 5 seconds, 4 seconds. I mean, he's trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. Zwick snaps the ball while Hamby is offsides. You guys then clock the play. There's no runoff of the time. So that sets up a Mike Nugent field goal of 55 yards to win the football game. And here's how this sounded from Big Daddy.
For the win, for 55. It's down. The kick by Nugent in the air. He's got it. Mike Nugent. Career long 55-yard field goal by Mike Nugent. And the Buckeyes on the final seconds of the game beat Marshall whistle, 24-21.
It was a mess. An absolute mess.
It's a mess, Mitzi.
Here was, and Jared Smalley did this interview with Nuge at Ohio Stadium. Here was Nuge's recollection of everything that was going on. Again, this is credit to Jared Smalley of NBC4.
Taking my steps back over here, there was always a police officer standing at the top of both of those towers. I really liked the flagpole every now and then. It was always a pretty decent aiming point, but right now, it's a little bit left of center, and as a right-footed kicker, you're almost going to feel like you might draw it in a little bit. So my aiming point, a perfect aiming point would be the end in national champions right now. Okay. So I'm like, if I hit that end, it should go dead center. And even still to this day, I see those games, I have to tell people like, oh, that's the guy I used to aim at. My claim to fame. But if it was today, I'd be the end in national champions is just the perfect spot. Sure. Luckily, this is one of those numbers where I was just thinking, okay, don't put any more on it. It's a pretty day. It wasn't really windy. So just hit your regular extra point, and it should go towards that aiming point, and ended up. And that's when I was saying it started off just dead center. But when you hit a little bit high on it, if my hand is the ball, I hit a little bit high on it, it starts to go a little back and forth. That means you absolutely destroyed it. When you see a ball go back and forth, you killed it. I was like, okay, I hit it good. Distance is not a factor, and it's dead on. I'm like, I made it. Oh my gosh. And then this thing just goes, moves over. I'm like, I seriously, I was like, I missed it. I pulled it. It went left. It double broke and went left. And the last second, it just goes and just snuck inside the left. And at that point, it's just like, that's what I was here to do, and I'm glad I was able to, just represent these guys. And like I was saying earlier, they worked so hard to get the ball right there in the fourth quarter. Finished the kick, and then I kind of saw my teammates, and I went forward a little bit here, and then just kind of got brought this direction, and ended up kind of somewhere around here. I was getting close to about the end zone over here, getting ready to go sing the alma mater. My mom shows up. Jeez. And she's just hugging me. I'm like, I look down, it's my mom. She came all the way down the field. Yeah. So, yeah, great time for me.
20 years ago, that moment in Ohio State history.
It's crazy. We'll talk to AJ about it. I talked to him about it earlier this week on my YouTube show with Schlags, and just reminiscing. And I never felt like Nuge was ever going to miss a kick. It was kind of crazy. Like, he went to kick that. It's 55 yards. So 55.
38-yard line.
38-yard line. And I'm like looking. I mean, there was never a thought that, like, he wouldn't make that. I watched him make it a million times in practice. He never missed. And he drilled it. Talked about how it was wobbling. And
ball starting to knuckle, curving to the left, and at the very last second, juts back to the right, gets in the left side upright by about 6 inches.
He did a great job.
Hey, man.
It's a big one for us.
The guy was a killer. Austin Ward gets us ready for the Buckeyes and Thundering Herd next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. I'm keeping an eye on delays. We do have an accident on the east side, 70 westbound at US 33. Your right lane is blocked. Also, 70 at the downtown split eastbound between 71 and Front Street. The two left lanes are blocked by some debris, and this is causing backups for the morning drive as well, so you will need some extra time. Traffic 71 at Green Lawn is pretty backed up. I'm Heather Pasco for 97.1, The Fan Traffic.
The PGA Tour's rising stars are back at the Nationwide Children's Hospital Championship September 19th through 22nd, and so is Pub 13. Grab your friends, cheer for birdies, and enjoy drink specials on the 13th green. Get your free tickets at ncc-golf.com.
Heaven on earth. It's here in the mountain towns of West Virginia, draped in vibrant reds, yellows, and oranges. Some of America's most spectacular fall colors. The perfect backdrop to autumn adventure, from scenic train rides to fall festivals, and a cozy cabin waiting at the end of the day. Fall is almost heaven in West Virginia. Plan your getaway at wvtourism.com.
Bobby Carpenter here for my good friends at Ohio Mulch. Stop into any of Ohio Mulch's convenient locations for topsoil at $19.99 a cubic yard, or get 20 bags for $20 in-store or online at ohiomulch.com. That's ohiomulch.com.
At Kroger Pharmacy, CARE is making it easy to get vaccinated. CARE is helping you stay protected from flu, COVID, and RSV. Seasonal vaccines are available 7 days a week with evening hours. CARE is giving you a shot at staying healthy this season. Walk in whenever is best and get multiple vaccines in one visit at your local Kroger pharmacy. So come and get the protection you need while protecting those around you. Kroger Health, a world of care is in store. Visit Kroger.com/vaccines for more. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See site for details.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. The people who refuse to make trade-offs in life. Like Kelly, when her old car insurance got so expensive that she couldn't afford to drive anymore, do you think she started carrying her groceries for miles? No. But she did find Direct Auto's savings that allowed her to drive instead of compromise. With savings of up to 25%, you too can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a quote today at directauto.com. Savings based on applied discounts and will vary. Terms apply. How you buy can affect price. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
Much like a vampire, we need to be invited into your house. But once we're in, we never leave. Listen to The Fan on your Alexa or Google Home smart speaker. Just say play 97.1 The Fan and prepare to be amazed. Do it now.
A wide open border with illegals pouring across. Skyrocketing prices on everyday goods pushing bank accounts to the breaking point, and crime on the rise in our towns and cities. The Democrats are destroying our nation and failing us.
Ohio needs to defeat your horrendous radical left Democrat, Senator Sherrod Brown. He pretends he's my best friend until he gets in, and then he goes radical left all the time. He's not with me. He votes with Biden all the time.
Sherrod Brown and the radical Democrats have shown they will only continue to fail our nation over and over again. In Washington, only Bernie Moreno and President Trump will make America great again by securing our border, building the wall, deporting illegal aliens, ending Biden and Brown's out-of-control inflation, lowering prices on everyday goods, and putting America first.
Vote for Bernie Moreno. He'll be a great, great senator.
I'm Bernie Moreno, candidate for U.S. Senate, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Bernie Moreno for Senate and NRSC.
This September, Diamonds Direct's ultimate offer is back, stronger than ever. Diamonds Direct helps you get the perfect jewelry gift with 0% interest. That's right, enjoy 5 years of 0% financing on any Diamonds Direct purchase. It's your chance to get her the perfect ring with 0 interest and comfortable monthly payments that fit your budget. But act fast. This offer ends September 30th. For details and more, visit diamondsdirect.com. Spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest on approved credit. Only at Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
This college football moment is brought to you by Serve Pro.
On October 21st, 2006, Michigan State found themselves down 38-3 with less than 10 minutes to go in the third quarter, and they made that initial deficit like it never even happened, scoring 38 straight points to win 41-38.
Incomplete. The ball game is over. The Michigan State Spartans in one of the greatest comebacks in Michigan State football history.
Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. FeelGreatColumbus.com. The Fan.
You're listening to Rob Manfred's least favorite radio show. This is Morning Juice.
Well, Football Friday edition of the program. Brandon Bean, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. And at this time every Friday, we get to check in with our guy of the podcast and dotting the I's.
A guy who considers himself the mayor of Laramie, Wyoming, who holds the shuffleboard record at the Ranger, and most impressive, the commissioner of the Central Ohio Two-Man Scramble League. Here's Austin Ward.
Austin is brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss, as that we now head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Check with our good friend Austin Ward. A-Dub, happy Football Friday to you, buddy. Have you recovered from your fantastic golf game last Sunday?
My fantastic golf game? I don't know what you're talking about. I was just trying to survive.
Playing the Wolf, Austin. It's the first time you haven't played a two-man scramble event in forever.
That was not my choice. It wasn't your choice. And Dave Holmes didn't make that choice either. So I guess the rest is up for the world to figure out who vetoed the finest format in the history of golf.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to have to try to figure it out. It may have been our fourth, but I don't know. We'll get to the bottom of that. We were just listening back 20 years ago, Austin, when Mike Nugent made the 55-yard game winner against Marshall to take the Buckeyes to a 24-21 victory. Is there going to be any honoring of that kick or anything tomorrow as the Thundering Herd come into town?
Not that I'm aware of. I don't know that in Ohio State history that's actually a moment that they want.
Listen, that's a memorable season, Austin. The 04.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you going to go out there and pay tribute to that, Bob?
I am. I'm going to kick a 55-yarder in honor of Mike.
Yeah.
To win the game.
Yeah, I don't think in the history of Ohio State wins that scraping by against Marshall is in the top 500. So I don't think that there were a lot of plans for that.
Well, there may not have been a lot of plans, but we can always make some. This current team has some plans to go out there and attack and dominate. Thoughts on the game? I mean, you heard Ryan talk this week about hard practice on Tuesday. They've been getting after it. You feel like they're tuned up and ready to go after a week off?
Yeah, he called Tuesday's practice, Bob, dynamite. And I think
dynamite.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever heard Ryan Day use those terms for a practice. He wasn't quite as glowing on Wednesday. That was the sometimes love doesn't feel like love practice, which it was, I actually like hearing some of those honest assessments from Ryan Day. And even if they don't always have to be glowing. They don't have to be over the top. I think that there have been periods in the last couple of years where some of the tough love has not translated to the actual conversations or assessments or what's been going on with Ohio State. And I like hearing that because I think that if this team is going to go where it wants to, it needs to be honest about what has to be done, what needs to be improved, where it can improve. And I think that they're doing that so far in a much better way than they have in the last couple of years. And even maybe I'm making too much of this, but even that where they've had deficiencies on special teams in the last couple of years, and they've shown up in the big games and they've cost them potentially a chance to win a championship, making a change on kickoff return after 2 games, it to me is an example of Ryan Day's willingness not to just be involved on special teams, but also to make some decisions quickly that maybe he wouldn't in the last couple of years. Again, it's definitely possible that I am making too much of that, but I think that the attention to the minor details appears far greater, and I think that bodes well for the team.
I don't think you're making too much out of it as we check in with Austin Ward with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. I mean, you got rid of your special teams coordinator in the offseason, and then Ryan Day relinquished play calling abilities to Chip Kelly, and now we see Austin, him talk about all the time how he's just more involved with every single detail of the game plan instead of having just to worry about, calling plays, which takes up 90% of your brain capacity during game days.
Yeah, and he had talked about doing that before. We've certainly covered that a lot on the Football Fridays on here on the Juice. But I think you're starting to see some of the benefits of that, the big picture approach from Ryan Day, and there are bigger games coming. Marshall is not going to be a true barometer of that, and Western Michigan and Akron weren't either. Although they're more significant, the way they play in those games they carry more weight than Danny Cannell might want to give them, but that's a conversation for another day. I think you can still learn a lot by the way you play in those games, whether Ohio State's they're never going to lose those games. Other teams did lose to MAC opponents. That's also another conversation that we can have. But the way that Ohio State is playing, as Bob said, the attack and dominate style, the domination from start to finish against Western Michigan, the way that the offense was evolving. I love that term because I think that's true. I think we can see it developing into different things before our eyes from week 1 to week 2, and what's that going to look like against Marshall tomorrow. That stuff is all, I think it should be really exciting. It's fun to watch, and I think that I didn't know if this was going to be the case, but it starts with Ryan Day and turning the page to do some different stuff in terms of his own responsibilities and having Chip Kelly around and everybody back on defense, year 3 for Jim Knowles. It feels like a new chapter for Ryan Day, and it's fun to get it. Almost really a new book in some ways, not just a different chapter. So I'm having a good time watching all of this play out. We all know how special this season can be and what Ohio State can achieve, but just every chance to go out and watch these guys and see the work that they're putting in and how that's developing and what it looks like from game to game, I think it's pretty cool what's happening right now.
So, Austin, does this game look and have the feel of the previous two games that we've seen?
I think so. The only part, Bob, that I'm a little bit – I thought it was like, well, you get Donovan Jackson back, and he's just going to go out and roll. And Berm and I were talking about it the other day, and he's like, well, what if it takes a little time because he hasn't played yet? What if because he's making his season debut that it's a little clunky in, like, the first quarter as he gets back in the game flow? And I'm like, well, where did optimistic Berm go, number one? And then for number two, he could have played a couple weeks ago. He's been getting practice reps. Maybe he is just going to go out there and be, the kind of dominant presence that everyone's expected him to be at left guard. But it should, I think, look like Western Michigan. And I think Marshall does represent some kind of step up from the first 2 weeks in terms of opponent, but they're not going to be Oregon or Penn State. So I think that Ohio State, they really wanted to play last Saturday. They wanted to keep going. And so if they can go out there and start with the kind of intensity and urgency that they did against Western Michigan, I think even though Marshall is better, the outcome could still look very much the same.
Speaking of that, Austin, as we get to 3:15, 3:30 tomorrow at Ohio Stadium, what reads the final scoreboard between the Buckeyes and the Thundering Herd?
Yeah, I think that they're going to have this game in control as well, and I'm going to keep saying this score until it doesn't make any sense. So 52-6 is what I'm going to go with because I think that that's a great score and a tremendous score and one that everyone can be proud of.
Yep, sure is. And we've done it 3 weeks in a row, and it seems to be working out. Buddy, appreciate the time. Have a great day tomorrow on a beautiful, hot day at the Horseshoe, and we'll check in again next Friday, all right?
It's great that we have the hottest day of the week for Ohio State football. What could be better than that?
There you go. So Austin Ward with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We're going to get Juice next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
We do have some slow spots this morning. An accident on the east side, 70 westbound at 33 is blocking the right lane. Your stop and go from James Road. Also, 70 at the downtown split eastbound between the west split and Front Street. The two left lanes are blocked by debris, and that's causing the stop and go traffic as well. And on 33 westbound before Bixby Road, there's an accident there, and the delays start about Bowen Road. I'm Heather Pasco for 97.1, The Fan Traffic.
Dormar, your kind of hero.
Dormar can be there today, guaranteed. Visit them at dormarhvac.com.
Hi, I'm Joanna Williams, General Manager at Tansky Sawmill Toyota. Is it time for a new or used car? Visit Tansky Sawmill Toyota on the corner of Sawmill and 161. Home of the Tansky Promise, where our salespeople aren't paid on commission. We have a 72-hour exchange policy, and every transaction is upfront and transparent. You can even start the process at home. Visit TanskySawmillToyota.com to start your purchase today and to see all of this month's specials. And when you think Toyota, think Tansky.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 2 trips to a Buckeye postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun casual joint.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your crawl space and damaging your home. Musty smells, sagging floors, mold are just a few signs your crawl space is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Ohio Basement Authority. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at ohiobasementauthority.com.
An electrifying live event experience is back. Nitro Circus. Unbelievable tricks. Unstoppable energy that will blow your mind.
People always said that Nitro Circus couldn't work as a live show, but with this much passion, it was always going to work.
Excitement for the entire family. December 5th at Nationwide Arena. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
Guess what? Our ugly faces are on YouTube. Search 971 The Fan and watch all your favorite shows. Laptop, phone, tablet, smart TV, we're everywhere. Bring us in the bedroom with you. Yes, The Fan.
Welcome to the greatest show on turf at Great Lakes Kia.
I'm pretty sure that's just tile.
And you can feel the excitement in the air. Brand new Kia is under $5 a day.
I'm Bart Zimmerman, General Manager at Great Lakes Kia.
Bart's coming up big. Lease new 24 Kia Forte LXS, EV Wind, and Sorrento LX.
Under $5 a day. $5.
Oh, and the fan favorite, new 24 Kia Telluride LX, under $8 a day at Great Lakes Kia.
Even new 24 Kia Carnival LXS, under $9 a day.
There's a flag on the play. It looks like credit interference.
No problem. Get approved with 1.9% financing.
Take the winning drive to Great Lakes Kia.
Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia.
In Columbus,
GreatLakesKia.com.
Visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
With NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV, you can watch every game, every Sunday, all in one place. Which means you can watch the Dolphins, and the Broncos, and the Lions, and the Cowboys, and the Jets. Or whoever you're rooting for, all in your living room. But not literally, of course. That would be dangerous. Watch every game, every Sunday with NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV. Sign up at youtube.com/NFLST. Local and national games on YouTube TV. NFL Sunday Ticket for out-of-market games excludes digital-only games.
Check it out, the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence and camera control for easy access. At Verizon, you can get it when you trade in any phone from one of their top brands.
Any?
Any.
Even if it's 4 years old?
Yeah.
Even if it's 4 years old and I drop it on the sidewalk?
Yep.
Even if it's 4 years old and I drop it on the sidewalk, then a scooter runs it over, so now it's not just old and cracked, but shattered?
With Verizon, the answer is always yes. New and existing customers can trade in any phone from one of our top brands in any condition for the new iPhone 16 Pro with Unlimited Ultimate. Trade-in terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today, sunny and hot with a high of 90. Tonight, increasing clouds with a 20% chance of a shower late tonight into early tomorrow morning. Saturday, we get up to around 91. Sunday, sunny skies with a high of 90. I'm meteorologist Sterling Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. If this show made a scented candle, it would smell like bad coffee, unwashed jockstrap, and grass clippings.
I wasn't sure how you take your coffee.
You're listening to Morning Juice.
So, mouth or enema?
Well, here on The Juice are brought to you by our good friends over at Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. You can, of course, visit them on the line at feelgreatcolumbus.com.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Well, Football Friday, Bob. I know you got some travel plans in your future. What's got you juiced, buddy?
Well, it's a Friday. Didn't watch a little football last week. Last night we had our 5th grade basketball team. I don't call them a draft.
Draft extravaganza.
It's not really what it is. It's more of a team assignment of trying to figure out how it all works. So I didn't even know that was happening until I was at practice for football yesterday. I thought I'd just go home, sit down after practice, watch the Jets and the Pats. Instead, I went home. McLean was playing tennis in Pickerington, so they didn't get home till 8:10, 8:15. Just in time for 2 ships to pass the night. I go out, spend hours upon hours on the draft. More time than I would have thought. Had a couple drinks, watched the game, hung out a little bit longer. Later night, I justified it because I'm I'm traveling today. I'll be able to sleep on the plane.
Weekend.
Like, yeah, what time do you fly out? I'm like, yeah, not till 3. Like, oh, you're good. I'm like, but I got to wake up early. Like, that's the problem. That's
4:30.
So that's got me juiced a little bit. That Mike Nugent situation that we've been talking about, his kick in 04, that's got me juiced. Like, he won us so many games. Mike is one of my favorite dudes, one of the most humble guys you'll ever find as
Mike
well.
Nugent's lore at Centerville High School may be greater than AJ's.
Oh, Mike he could make a field goal to the moon.
It started out when I was in grade school. I mean, it was like Mike Nugent banging in 55 yards as a high school senior. She probably did, like in a game. It wouldn't surprise me at all. We can ask AJ about that coming up at 8:35. Then I'm pretty sure by the time that I got into like middle school and high school, I mean, Nuge would come back and he would, practice at Centerville. He would hit some kicks. And I'm sure before long, like the lore then became Mike Nugent's out here kicking 74-yard field goals. Well, no, I'm just telling you the lore. Like, I don't know if that was actually the case, probably not, but it was Mike Nugent, basically anything inside of the football field he could hit.
Absolutely. So Mike was one of the best, one of my favorites, lives down the street from me now, and I love seeing him run around. Got a couple of cuts today. We'll play Tim Walton in the re-rack and his Thoughtful Thursday that he puts together every day, but I want to hit this Mike Tomlin cut, Shark, because we've been sitting on it for a while, and this is a fun one.
Like Justin mentioned how rewarding it was to get the win in Denver for Russ. He said you gave out a penny game ball. Is that something that you've done often? Is it rewarding for you to get that win for him?
None of your businesses, respectfully. There's certain things that go on among teams that I don't talk about. Whether it gets out or how it gets out is unimportant to me, and I'm not overly guarded against it. But it's just certain things as a leader that I talk to the collective about that I have zero intentions of sharing with the larger public, because it's about our collective and how we come together and how we appreciate and support one another. And, I can't give you all the ingredients to the hot dog. You might not like it.
Absolutely. But there are some ingredients. We're going to do a 2-pack here, Shark. We're going to hit up some of the ingredients with David Goggins.
Ooh. What is the most amount of miles you've ever run?
At one time?
Yeah.
205 in 39 hours. Yep, nonstop.
209?
In 35 hours.
205 in 39 hours.
How about
Even
that?
better.
How does that feel, Shark?
Nonstop.
Hated it the whole time. He said every step. He didn't like it. Do something you hate every single day, Sharky. What's got you juiced?
Schlegs.
100% BYOJ. Bring your own juice. It's not different knocking someone's junk off.
One more thing that's got me juiced. My man Cole Ballard. My daughter wanted me to throw it out. He is older brother and of my son's buddy. And my daughter said he walks around in class all the time, always asking people, what's got you juiced? I said, great. You know what? I'll throw a little shout out to Cole today. What's got you juiced? What's got you juiced?
We need
Shark?
to put that on a T-shirt. Just what's got you juiced?
Yeah. Send it up to management. They're looking for T-shirt ideas.
Okay. For the first 34 years of my life, the Indians never made the playoffs. For the past 30 years, they've made it 14 times.
So many World Series to remember.
3 of them, Bob. Anyway, now it's a lot easier to make the playoffs these days than it was when I was a kid. Until 19.
Has anyone won more World Series games and 3 World Series than the Tribe?
It's a great, Bob. It's a great question.
Didn't they win 6 every time?
Well, 3.
No, 3.
Or no, yeah.
2. Yeah, 2, 3, and 3.
Oh, they won 2 the first time.
Yeah,
I was
against
thinking,
the Braves.
There you go.
But anyway, until 1968, you just had one team from each league. They played in the World Series. Then baseball expanded, and you went to 2 divisions in 69. And then in 95, you went to 3 divisions. So you had 3 division winners and a wild card. So there were 4 teams in each league that made it. Now we're up to 6.
Why not? I think they're expanding to 10.
Yeah. Now you've got
You're going to
12.
get a couple ghost teams in the playoffs.
12. Yeah, 12 out of 30 teams make the playoffs.
You're drawing names out of a hat, Shark.
But anyway, I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to celebrate after yesterday's extra inning win. And for the 3rd time this week, we're going to hear Tom Hamilton on WTAM.
Now the payoff pitch to Jimenez. Swung and ripped to right. There's a base hit. Hitting 3rd, coming for home, Ramirez. He will score, and the Guardians are headed to October. And yes, Cleveland, for the 14th time since rips a game-winning single to right. And for the third time this week against Minnesota, Cleveland stuns the Twins in 10 innings.
And Beamer, the magic number for clinching the division, which is what we really want, is down to 3.
Down to 3 games. Hopefully you're celebrating that, Sharky.
Maybe you're celebrating a bye.
Maybe after the Browns game on Sunday, be a nice little dual-headed celebration. Browns get a win, Guards celebrate in a division. What's got me juiced is that since you were talking about your baseball team, let's talk about my baseball team. Since 1995, the Cincinnati Reds have been to the playoffs 5 times. They have won 1 round in the playoffs since 1995, and that was in 1995.
They were up 2-0 against the Giants and then lost 3 in a row.
Yeah, Buster Posey is on my list of all-time sports villains. Thanks for bringing that up. I remember I was working at the Shot as a janitor watching that, and then I was not productive for the rest of the day. I just locked myself in like one of the bathrooms in the Shot. Nobody could find me for the rest of my shifts. Thanks for reminding me of that. What else has me juiced? We're still on Gnome Watch. Still big Gnome guy. Yeah, still big Gnome guy. But we are on to a new word. High. High is the word of the day yesterday, which was pretty good because he was waving at everything, waving to his gnomes, waving to Theo, waving to his dinner plate. All kinds of good stuff going on at our house. So all kinds of fired up, super pumped up about this weekend. And what are we most looking forward to the footballing weekend? We're going to tell you next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
We do have some slow spots this morning. An accident on the east side, 70 westbound at 33 is blocking the right lane. Your stop and go from James Road. Also 70 at the downtown split eastbound between the west split and Front Street. The 2 left lanes are blocked by debris, and that's causing the stop and go traffic as well. And on 33 westbound before Bixby Road, there's an accident there, and the delays start about Bowen Road. I'm Heather Pasco for 97.1, The Fan Traffic.
Take the winning drive to Great Lakes Kia. Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia. Visit GreatLakesKia.com.
Sherrod Brown says,
I'll work with anyone to protect Ohio.
But what Sherrod Brown does in D.C. has not protected Ohio women and children. Brown voted multiple times to allow transgender biological males to compete in girls' sports. Not only unfair, but risking injury to female athletes. Brown even introduced legislation to allow transgender biological men into girls' locker rooms. And Brown would allow puberty blockers, even sex change surgery for children. Worse, Brown introduced a law to force women's domestic violence shelters to accept transgender biological men, inflicting more trauma on abused women. So when Brown says,
I'll work with anyone to protect Ohio,
Sherrod Brown is not protecting Ohio women and children. In fact, he's endangering them. Ohio deserves better. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. When it comes to being a Newman Roofing customer, you can trust they're always going to put your needs first. They're going to give you the white glove treatment so you feel confident you're making the best decision. So don't just get a roof, get a Newman roof. Give them a call at 614-NEW-ROOF, newmanroofing.com.
Integrity, honesty, and quality. Words we live by here at Monogram Homes. Hi, this is Dina, and at Monogram Homes, we strive to bring your wants to your man cave, your needs to your kitchen, and your ideas to life. Most home builders claim to be custom, but starting with stock floor plans and templates isn't our idea of a tailored experience. At Monogram Homes, we start with a blank slate and work with you until you get exactly what you want. So start your true custom home journey today with a builder you can trust. Monogram Homes. Visit us online at monogramhomes.net.
We're dealing at Reichert Ford.
$2,500 low price guarantee.
With our lowest prices and 72-hour exchange policy, you can't buy the wrong car. Thousands of vehicles are waiting at ReichertFord.com. Get the right car at Reichert. We're dealing.
Wake up. Breakfast. And Nature Made vitamins. Whatever your morning sounds like, Nature Made fits right in. Whether you're looking for vitamin C, or a multivitamin to get key nutrients, we've got you covered. Now that's a good morning. We take care of you so you can take on your day. Start your day with Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
This is the story of the one. As a warehouse manager, her job is to transform chaos into clarity and to see patterns where others see problems.
Luckily, she's got a partner who shares her perspective. Grainger offers over 1 million industrial-grade products, backed by real-person support and in-depth online resources, so she can tackle every task with precision and turn potential setbacks into streamlined success. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Check it out, the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence and camera control for easy access. At Verizon, you can get it when you trade in any phone from one of their top brands. Any? Even if it's 4 years old? Yeah.
Even if it's 4 years old and I drop it on the sidewalk?
Yep.
Even if it's 4 years old and I drop it on the sidewalk, then a scooter runs it over, so now it's not just old and cracked but shattered?
With Verizon, the answer is always yes. New and existing customers can trade in any phone from one of our top brands in any condition for the new iPhone 16 Pro with unlimited Ultimate. Trade-in terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Mark the Shark. For the 6th time in 9 years, the Guardians are going to the playoffs. They clinched a postseason berth yesterday with a 3-2 10-inning win over Minnesota. Andres Jimenez had the game-winning walk-off single in the 10th. Cleveland took 3 of 4 in the series, winning all 3 by 1 run. And they won the season series over the Twins 10-3. The news was not so good in Cincinnati. Matt Olson hit 2 of Atlanta's 6 home runs as the Braves crushed the Reds 15-3. In Thursday Night Football, Aaron Rodgers completed 27 of 35 passes for 281 yards and 2 touchdowns as the Jets whipped the Patriots 24-3. New York is 2-1, New England 1-2. In college football tonight, a big game in the Big Ten. 22nd-ranked Nebraska hosts 24th-ranked Illinois. Both teams are 3-0. This Sports Center is sponsored by Valley Ford of Columbus, Bronco, Explorer, Mustang Mach-E, and more. Ride into autumn with Valley Ford of Columbus. Breaking sports news on The Fan.
Are you working? Because we barely are. It's Football Friday.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Your home for football and quiet quitting. The Fan. Bobby played football for Bill Parcells and Bill Belichick. Beamer played football for a drunk named Joe who worked at the gas station. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Hour number 3 of the program for us on a Football Friday. Brandon Bean, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark coming up here at 8:35. We have recounted 20 years ago today in the 2004 Buckeye season. Of course, the great victory over Marshall, 24-21. Nuge hitting the 55-yard game winner. You've recalled that. Shark has recalled that. I watched it this morning. A.J. Hawk will recall it with us about 30 minutes away from right now.
Why do you think A.J. remembers it?
It's a good question. I don't know if A.J. will remember it, but we're definitely going to ask him about that coming up here around 8:33, a little bit later on.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, your destination for top-of-the-line grills with up to 30-year warranties. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Guardians 3, Twins 2, final 10 innings, another dramatic victory over the Twins. Clinched the playoffs. Magic number is 3 for the division. Sharky, are you going to go to St. Louis this weekend to celebrate the division?
No, I am not. Okay. Beam, I'm going to be in Cleveland this weekend. We call it God's country.
That's right.
Oh,
celebrating
really?
a Browns, hopefully, victory over Dan Jones and the Giants.
We, the fine folks from Cleveland. You call it the mistake on the lake. We call it God's country.
Are you even from Cleveland? You're from Ashland.
Well, that's a suburb.
No, it's not. It's not a suburb of Cleveland. It's the distance between Ashland and Cleveland.
60 miles, Beam.
Okay.
That's pretty impressive, Shark. You ever pull that off? You gonna stop at home and do some yard work on the way up?
67 miles.
You got yard work this weekend?
No, not this weekend.
When are the leaves falling?
I got a couple of weeks,
you do the leaf
and
raking?
then I'll be up there, Bob, in beautiful Ashland.
The best, Shark, my favorite part of your retirement plan is you moved into a condo so you wouldn't have to do yard work, so you could devote all of your yard working to your parents' house. God bless you, sir.
I guess Ashland is more of a suburb of Cleveland than it is Columbus because you're 81 miles from Columbus.
Yeah. It's 140 miles to Cleveland, 80 from Columbus, 60 to Ashland. To Cleveland. I am a Clevelander.
East Benign Clevelander?
Exactly. There you go, JFK.
I went to college in Indiana, and they'd say, where are you from? I'd say Cleveland.
Where'd you go, Taylor?
Taylor University.
Home of?
The Trojans.
And?
Taylor Trojans.
Who else a famous alum of Taylor University?
Well, Chris Holtman.
Yeah, former basketball coach Chris Holtman. That's all I got.
How about John Gross? John Gross. You
really?
know John Gross?
Yeah.
He went to Taylor.
former Bobcats, correct?
Bobcats. He's at Akron now. He was an assistant under Thad here.
Is Jake Taylor a graduate from?
No.
He didn't?
I don't know where Jake Taylor went to college.
What about Jonathan Taylor?
I'm guessing Jonathan played in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
I'm guessing Jake didn't go to college.
You think he went right in?
I think he went right to, because a lot of those baseball players, Bob, they don't want to go to college.
It's
Waste
true.
3 years.
All those years catching, and the minors just tore up his knees.
But Renee Russo helped him back to health.
Well, she could help anybody back to health, Shark.
Well, back then. Now she's got to be like 70.
Yeah, doesn't mean she wouldn't be willing to work hard for you.
Braves 15, Reds 3. Good job out of them. Swept.
Tin Cup.
Home against the Pirates this weekend, starting at 6:40. Thursday Night Football last night. Jets 24, Pats 3. Jets moved to 2-1. Pats move to 1-2. Nice night for G5, catching a touchdown passes first from Aaron Rodgers on the season. Take you to tomorrow. Big day for us. Buckeyes and Marshall at noon tomorrow. 6:30 coverage will begin live on the pregame show. It'll be Matty Ice, DeVere Posey, and Dane Sanzenbacher. Then you can join the fan live on campus early on Saturday as the Buckeyes will face Marshall. We're tailgating at the Ozone on Lane. Doors are at 7:30. Admission is free. We got stage announcements from Timmy Hall and Dane Sanzenbacher. Music from the fabulous Johnson Brothers, and the fan at the Ozone on Lane is sponsored by your Central Ohio Ford dealers, Hollywood Casino, Michelob Ultra, Jack Daniels, Pepsi, TNT Equipment, and Tito's Handmade Vodka. Yes.
That sounds like a fun time.
He's got a full day, because then after that, I think he goes to the casino for a half, and then he comes in here and does the postgame show.
With you?
Yeah, with me.
You basically just spot him doing the postgame
That's
show.
all I do. I don't even really need to spot him. I think I say 42 words
It's good.
in that show.
Yeah, I mean, you're not getting paid by the word, Bean.
No, yeah, exactly. Getting paid by the hour, Bob. It's fantastic. So
Order
that's
by
your
the minute.
So, and then kickoff against Marshall, of course, will be at noon. You got the tailgate show beginning with the Roth Dog, Timmy May, and then Andy Katzenmoyer, 8:30 to 10:30. 10:30 network coverage begins live from the Horseshoe. About an hour after the game ends, Tim and I will be on said post-game show, and then after that, running till about 7:30, will be Chops and Reese. Then we'll kick our coverage into Colorado and Baylor right here in the
Friend
fan.
Zone?
Yeah, Friend Zone. Friend Zone's coming up at about 5:30 tomorrow afternoon is when they're going to be on. Opposite side of town, Crew hosts Orlando tomorrow at 7:30. Then on Sunday, we got the Browns and the Giants. Sharky will be at that game at 1 o'clock. Coverage for us will begin at 11 a.m. on Sunday morning.
Bengals have this weekend?
Bengals have the Commies on
Commanders,
Monday
that's
Night
right.
Football.
They get the other half of that.
They get the second half of Monday Night Football.
Yeah, a beautiful exhibition that they had last week with the Giants and Commanders. The offensive excellence that everybody got to see.
Yep.
So that'll be good. Hopefully Cincinnati gets their first win, gets off the schneid, and gets rolling. Should be a nice little weekend. I mean, Ohio is teed up for a 3-pack of wins, man.
Yeah. We're teed up. We're set up good. I love Brandon in the YouTube chat said Ohio cities are underrated. No one is calling Cleveland God's country. That's Minster, Ohio. Great Oktoberfest over at Minster. You ever been there? You ever done the Minster Oktoberfest?
Where is it?
Minster's Northwest Ohio.
East, yeah.
Oh, Northwest.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know if it's Mercer County, but it's up there right by it.
They serve you beer out of half-gallon milk jugs or full-gallon milk jugs. That's the only two sizes that you can get.
That sounds great.
Yeah, it's terrific.
Give me 2 gallons of beer. I love asking
Give
for
me a
that.
large or a small. The small is a half
I want
gallon.
a liter of Coke, Farva.
Yeah, I don't want a liter of cola.
A liter of cola. Sorry, my bad. Speaking of the milk, so you always talk, your little Billy, you said he's never had juice, meme?
No, my mom the other day, when she came over, she brought like apple juice and everything. She goes, "Can he have this?" I'm like, No, he can't have
I love
that.
that she brought the juice to the
I'm
house.
like, no, he can't. He cannot
As if,
have
like,
that.
Your house is some sort of beverage desert.
Yeah.
Like you might not have anything to give him to drink.
Right. I'm like, we got milk and we've got water. That's all he drinks. That's all he needs to drink. He doesn't even know what juice is. I don't want to get him started on the juice. No juice.
That's what my dad, listen, that's what grandparents like to do. My dad brings up Timbits every weekend for the kids. 1 box for each of them.
Great.
Yeah, it's great.
Seriously? Like
oh, yeah.
10 in a box?
Yeah, a little 10-pack. He writes their names on them.
Man, I got to remember doing that as a grandpa.
My dad, they love it when he comes
doing that
up.
as a show producer.
Sundays, they love it when Grandpa comes up because he brings his little box of Timbits and like
What does a box of Timbits cost?
I have no idea. $2.99 maybe. I hope it's not more than that. Maybe $3.99.
30 cents a bit.
A bit.
They're decent sized bits though.
They are.
Yeah.
But my daughter, she just leaves the boxes in her room. It drives me nuts. He takes it up there because she won't come. It's a whole deal. Believe me.
Girls, man, those girls are just at that age.
Middle school is tough. It's a tough time, Shark. But my son, I remember my oldest. It was so great, and I don't think it was him. One of my kids, though, we used to give him milk, and I know my oldest. He would drink so much. We give him vitamin D milk, and our pediatrician's like, well, what's he drink? Like milk and water. We're the same as you. And she's like, well, how much milk do you think he drinks a week? She's like, I don't know, like 2 or 3 gallons. She's like, what? And like, dude, we put it in there. He drinks the milk. He's called milk.
Yeah, that's what William does. Milk.
And he'd have like the hard plastic sippy cups. You screw on there, the hard lid.
That's what we're doing now.
And I forget which. I don't think it wasn't my oldest kid. I think it was my daughter McLean or one of my other younger boys. But dude, we were like trying to taper him off the milk because the pediatrician's like, dude, you're giving him like he's gonna get a kidney stone. I'm like, as a baby, like he drinks as much milk as like a 14-year-old. It was ridiculous. I'm like, well, they like
strong bones.
Yeah, that's what I said. They're good. And my Corey's like, no, whatever. He's like, milk. And then we used to say, I always used to joke, like
wean him off.
Like Lil John, like put some more yak in my mug. And one day, it's like, no.
Cup.
And like Courtney was sitting there. We were watching TV. One of the kids, I think it was McLean, maybe it was Cullen. I'm not sure which one. And literally, Shark came over and was like, milk. She's like, no. And just whipped it and hit her right in the face, like with a sippy cup. Like, milk. She's like, no. Boom.
How old was he?
Oh, like 2 or 3. Like, listen, look at me, Captain. Look at me, Irish. I am the captain now. She's like watching TV, like, no, you're fine. Milk. No, you're good. Bam. Like,
boom.
Eyes back to the TV. Glancing blow right to the forehead. Like ricocheted off. I'm like, wow. That escalated quickly. I'm like, you're dealing with the terrorists right now. They said, like, negotiate. You said no. Bam, we're going to up the ante.
Yeah, William does that.
We're going to detonate some Nextels right in your crotch.
William does that. So he's really into these like little snack bars. So like our babysitter who comes between the
sandwiches?
time. No, he's not into the circle sandwiches.
I'm going to give him one.
Which, by the way, is just an Uncrustable, but my nephews call them circle sandwiches. And my mother-in-law, Kelly, does not oblige to their wishes many times.
Love it.
And
Kelly's the best.
So he's really into these like little like granola snack bars that we have.
What's
so
he called?
Bars. And so he'll get them out of like his little like snack cove and just start like stacking them.
Yeah.
Is what he does. He just starts stacking them. He's like open it up.
It's a multi-purpose vehicle right there. You can play with it and eat it.
Exactly. You can do all things, but he's really bad. Now, Meredith and I are pretty good with the screen time. Like, we don't look at our phones around him. We try not to.
Fun time?
We do have scrolly fun time, but that's either when he's in bed or like the other one is out of the house.
When does he get his scrolly
He doesn't. We try to eliminate scrolly fun time.
I love it. That's your first kid. You're doing such an admirable job.
We're trying. We're trying our best, Bob. We're fighting like hell through that. And so, like, we do limit the TV as much as we possibly can.
And throws that in your face.
But my mom will like be showing him pictures of like himself because he likes to watch himself on video. Like he loves it. Like that's his like favorite thing in the entire world.
So does AJ.
Other than the gnomes.
The tripod setup.
And so, like the other day, I caught my mom doing it. I'm like, Mom, screen time, please. She's like, okay. Whatever.
Mindfulness.
Yeah, be mindful. And so she cuts off the phone. And when I tell you that when you cut his screen time off, he goes absolutely ballistic.
Yeah.
Like loses his mind from the happiest kid in the world to I'm going to make everybody's life miserable.
Yeah, he's getting satiated with the screen time.
Yeah.
And then it's like a crackhead.
It is.
Cut him off.
It's totally like that. And then like we have to de-escalate the situation. He is.
He took the ring
You
from
got to
him.
de-escalate the situation for him for like 30 seconds and then point him into another direction and then he's fine.
No.
Yeah, you go over to the gnomes and you say, look at that. That's pretty cool.
You don't need the screen time. You can look at these still statues in the bushes.
It's just as good as everything just popping in your face all at once. Sensation overload. Yeah, so that's what we're fighting with at our house right now. But we're trying. No juice, limiting screen time. That'll probably change. I'm not as strong as I used to be, Bob. Ryan Day had some comments getting ready for Marshall. You're going to hear from the head coach coming up next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
The morning drive is a bit of a slow one. We've got an accident on the East Outer Belt, northbound between Hamilton Road and 670. The left lane is blocked here. Also on 70 on the east side, westbound at 33. There's an accident in the right lane. At the downtown split eastbound between the West Split and Front Street, the two left lanes are blocked by debris, so that's why you're stop and go there. And Alum Creek Drive is closed, Refugee Road to Winslow due to a fire. I'm Heather Pasco for 97.1, The Fan Traffic.
Men, if erectile dysfunction is affecting you, getting treated could have a dramatic impact on your relationship and your outlook on life. But it's also important where you get treated because your health matters. And working with an organization that practices excellent medicine and has significant expertise in men's sexual health can often result in a far better outcome. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And if you're seeking a quality provider to treat your ED or are just not satisfied with your current situation, call us. We'll show you a true 5-star experience and work with you to find the right treatment for your specific medical situation. At Tri-State Men's Health, we truly are experts in men's sexual health. But it's more than that. Unlike the online pill pushers or so-called men's clinics that only offer one or a few treatment options, we offer the full spectrum of ED protocols. We can even use combinative therapies for better results. At Tri-State Men's Health, your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place. And aspiring comedian.
That's fun. What's your best joke?
All right, 2 windows were hanging out side by side. The first window says, "Sure is a hot day." The other one says, "Ah, a talking window."
That's pretty good, Wilson.
Bet you can't top that one.
Well, at Pella, we don't have the talking windows, but we do have the windows your friends will talk about.
Dang it, that's good.
Get the window that Columbus homeowners rate the leading and most trusted at PellaColumbus.com.
Ohio, ready for some quick mental health facts? Let's go. Nearly 2 million Ohioans live with a mental health condition. In the U.S., more than 50% of people will be diagnosed with a mental illness in their lifetime. Depression is a leading cause of disability worldwide. So why are some of us still stigmatizing people living with a mental health condition when we know all of this? Let's listen to the facts and beat the stigma. Ohio, challenge what you know about mental health at beatthestigma.org.
There's nothing like having Common Man and T-Bone resting on your bosom.
Well, for someone with no breasts, you've done very well for yourself.
Gross. Pick up the latest T-shirt in the Fan store or pick up merch from a show you actually like. We even have Ohio State and jacket stuff. Head to 971thefan.com.
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. Fall is here. It's still warm and dry and everything's brown. But yay, fall. Maybe after your summer road trips, you've realized your vehicle sucks. My friends at Jermaine Lexus want to help. Right now, they have special APRs as low as 2.99% on their most popular models like the ES and RX, or lease payments starting as low as $4.99 a month. My friends at Jermaine are the best in the business. If you're in the market, please stop in. 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton, JermaineLexus.com.
The Super Sale is back Friday and Saturday only at Meijer. Shop super low prices on favorites like fresh from Meijer boneless, skinless chicken tenderloins for $2.69 per pound. Michigan bulk rave apples for 99 cents per pound. And Nabisco Ritz sandwich crackers, buy one, get one free of equal or lesser value. Shop super low Meijer prices while supplies last and get the same prices in-store and online. Shop the Meijer Super Sale this Friday and Saturday only. Exclusions apply. See all deals in-store or in the Meijer app.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Trust. Not everyone deserves it. Not everyone should have it. It needs to be earned. Your trust. And when it comes to accurate information about Ohio's safe and secure elections, where should you turn? VoteOhio.gov. VoteOhio.gov is the source for providing you with the facts and real information about elections. So no matter where you are, what you do, or who you choose, get the real facts about Ohio's elections. VoteOhio.gov, your trusted elections source. Sponsored by the Ohio Secretary of State, Frank LaRose.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today, sunny and hot, highs in the low 90s. Tonight, increasing clouds. There is a weak frontal boundary moving on through that may bring us a 20% chance of a pop-up shower before 11 a.m. on Saturday. Otherwise, expect a mostly sunny afternoon on Saturday with highs in the low 90s. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Just a couple of dudes being guys.
What's better than this? Guys being dudes.
You're listening to Morning Juice.
Coming up here in our next segment, Football Friday, A.J. Hawk, he's going to join the program. We'll recant some tales from 20 years ago against Marshall. With him, he will join us on a Football Friday, as he always does. Why don't we get to this, Bob, because we haven't done this yet so far, and you kind of teased it in What's Got You Juiced. Tim Walton, your guy.
Oh, yeah.
Our guy.
He's got thoughtful Thursdays he puts out there. And I haven't even heard this yet. I just sent it over. Tim is the best. Puts together a little poetry for the fellas. Give them something to think about post-practice on Thursday. And a lot of times, the Ohio State team puts it out on their social media stuff. I'm sure this will be out there. But this is his Thoughtful Thursday from Tim Walton.
Thoughtful Thursday, man. Visualization. You must have vision, not sight. You must see beyond your circumstances. VYBO. Visualizing yourself beyond ordinary. Dreams must move from the big idea to the amplification phase. 6 ways of inspiration help your visualization. Expectancy, focus, effort, attitude, and environment. Put yourself in a position in life to make a play and don't make the play. All right? You got to visualize yourself, man, what? Beyond your circumstances, man. There's a difference between vision and sight. All right? We got to have vision, and then the what? The big idea must turn into the what? Amplification phase. Everybody good with that? Hey, take care of your business, man. Hey, let's make sure we're on point. We were up and down today. All right, we had some good moments, but we're up and down. Make sure you own the academics. Make sure you own the stuff that Nick talked about. Nobody late. Nobody missed the lift. Nobody don't get the recovery. Let's make sure we're on point with that. Our maturity level is going to tell us where we're going to go. Because we got to separate ourselves amongst the good teams, the other good teams. That's how we got to look at it.
And that's our guy, Tim, man. The difference between vision and sight, Shark. And the best part is you can hear the plane track for Port Columbus as the planes are landing, just flying right over the stadium. Which
VYBO, Bob.
Yeah.
Visualize yourself beyond extraordinary.
He's amazing. I loved him.
That doesn't make any sense. Extraordinary is in E. I got that wrong. Tim Walton got that right. Ryan Day having some comments. What about this week of practice? How good was it for the Buckeyes?
Yesterday was a dynamite practice. Today was hot, and we grind through it. I mean, some guys really pushed through it. Today was a hard practice, but it wasn't all perfect. But we put another brick in the foundation. And we feel like our guys we'll get on the film and figure it out. But if we keep pushing and keep challenging each other and one of the biggest things, when you're trying to chase something special is, you have to challenge each other, and you have to be truthful. And sometimes love doesn't always feel like love when you're challenging each other. And, you got to do it, though. And, you have to have that approach that, like, I love you so much now that, you're not going to be hurting in the future. That I'm, just going to open up my heart and just push you and feel like you have open conversation back and forth, and I think that's what it is. And if it's not good enough, we got to call it out for what it is, and when it is, we got to celebrate those moments as well. So all things that we're talking about this week, but I think overall the intensity was good today. Today was a hot day. I don't know what the temperature was out there, but it was a good day for us to get on the field and get some work in and push through it. And so now tonight we got to get our rest. Got to have a good practice tomorrow, and then noon will come fast.
And so he was talking about that on Wednesday, Bob, and how they had a really good loaded Tuesday practice. Wednesday, they fought through some things. Yesterday, you kind of shift down a little bit. Friday's a walkthrough, and then tomorrow at noon, you get ready to rock.
Perfect. Buckeyes, that's what they're ready to go. The big noon, they want to get in, get after it. After a week off, baby, you don't want to wait around all day like you did for Western Michigan. You want to get up. You want to go play. I mean, is Marshall warranted of a big noon? Probably not.
Yes.
The Buckeyes are always warranted of that because people really care about Ohio State. But this will be the tests have just slowly increased. And so this week's going to be a little tougher than 2 weeks ago. Michigan State will increase a little bit. Iowa will go higher than that. And then they'll ultimately have Oregon. So this is the next step in the process. Can they continue to improve? Can they look like they did 2 weeks ago? I believe that is the case.
How about this? And I found this to be interesting from Ryan Day yesterday on his coach's show, which, again, you can listen to Thursdays right here on The Fan. What about the analytics department at Ohio State and what they bring to the table and how they make decisions based on analytics?
They have a few groups out there that you can hire as a consultant. You pay a fee, and they can give you some feedback on a weekly basis. And so that's typically what they do. And I've talked to a couple of guys on our staff just about becoming experts in that area so that I can throw those things off. And so we'll meet on a weekly basis and review some of the things that happened the week before, just different things that have come up. And it just rehearses it in your head so that you know exactly what's going on. Typically, what are the decisions that have to be made? Like you said, am I going for two? Am I not? When are we calling timeouts? When are we not? How quickly are we snapping the ball sometimes or not? Based as we get to that 2-minute warning, end of game, end of half, some situations like that. And also, when you go to take a knee, different things along those lines are what comes up typically when we're talking about this.
These are the minor things that
it's just science, man.
You're probably not noticing when you're watching football. Like, I'm not noticing every decision made by analytics on football coaches. Now, I hate some of them. Like, the analytics is like 42% of the time it says to punt here and
go for two and you're down by 14.
That does, yeah. So that one drives me up a wall. That doesn't make any sense to me. But I mean, these are the little things. How much time left to snap before the 2-minute warning? How much time to snap with when you get into victory formation? Like, all these different things, Bob. 3rd and short, what do? Set yourself up with a run so then you can pass for it on 4th down? Like, these very minute details inside of the game, and it does seem like, and I don't know if Ryan Day, the play caller, would have been able to manage that, but it does seem that Ryan Day, kind of the CEO mind with the Buckeyes now, is able to look at things in very much intricate ways.
Because he can lean into this more.
Yeah.
Like, he's got the ability to do it. He doesn't have to always be on to the next play, next personnel group, next formation, all of those things that you have to do as a play caller. Now he can lean in like, hey, what's going on here? What's going on there? Chip, you got the call. What are we running? Perfect. Like that. Or maybe you throw in something, hey, the analytics, not even the analytics, like just let's look at running the ball here before half. That way we can do this, or maybe we need to throw. Like, talking through all those things, it helps when you don't have to call the plays and you can give information to your play caller and talk to him about it and have a conversation as opposed to trying to have that internal conversation being in your own dome.
There's a lot of sauce there. You just can't get lost in the sauce of analytics. AJ Hawk, he's going to join the program. We'll recall what happened 20 years ago.
AJ, not a big sauce guy.
Not a big sauce guy. AJ Hawk is not, but we chat with him coming up next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
The morning drive is stop and go because of an accident on the East Outer Belt northbound between Hamilton Road and 670. The left lane is blocked there. On the North Outer Belt eastbound before Sawmill Road, 2 right lanes are blocked there by an accident. And on the east side, 70 westbound at 33, your right lane is blocked by an accident here. Plan for delays starting about James Road. And it's debris on 70 at the downtown split eastbound that blocks your 2 left lanes. I'm Heather Pasco for 97.1, The Fan Traffic.
Take the winning drive to Great Lakes Kia. Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia. Visit GreatLakesKia.com.
You can use your phone at a doctor's office. You can use your phone at a football game. You can even use your phone at an amusement park. But one place you should never use your phone is behind the wheel. Fines now start at $150. So remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
Common Man and T-Bone here for the Sportsbook, the ESPN Bet Sportsbook inside Hollywood Casino. Yes, they've changed the name.
It is better than ever, but they're still going to have your favorite teams on the biggest screens. You can place your bets, grab some wings and an ice-cold pint, and even hang out with us.
We're going to be there broadcasting live from 3 to 6, Friday, September 27th. And we've got tickets to give away, so come and be with us and hug us.
Must be 21 years or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Wake up. Breakfast. And Nature Made vitamins. Whatever your morning sounds like, Nature Made fits right in. Whether you're looking for vitamin C or a multivitamin to get key nutrients, we've got you covered. Now that's a good morning. We take care of you so you can take on your day. Start your day with Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Remember how that little girl in Poltergeist was in the TV?
They're here.
Yeah? Well, she's actually dead now. It's quite sad. Anyway, watch your favorite fan shows on your TV by subscribing to us on YouTube. Search 971 The Fan. Do it now.
This September, Diamonds Direct's ultimate offer is back, stronger than ever. Diamonds Direct helps you get the perfect jewelry gift with 0% interest. That's right, enjoy 5 years of 0% financing on any Diamonds Direct purchase. It's your chance to get her the perfect ring with 0 interest and comfortable monthly payments that fit your budget. But act fast. This offer ends September 30th. For details and more, visit diamondsdirect.com. Spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest on approved credit. Only at Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Guys, listen up. How many of you out there have been diagnosed with sleep apnea? Maybe your partner can't tolerate your snoring every single night. You can't stand your CPAP machine. I get it. But there are alternatives to the CPAP machine, and Dr. Mark Levy is here to change your sleep and your life. Trust me, your spouse will thank you later. Dr. Mark Levy can customize an oral appliance that opens your airways, helps you breathe better, and stops your snoring. What a concept. It's quick, comfortable, and an alternative to those bulky, loud CPAP machines you always hear about. For over 15 years, Dr. Mark Levy has led the way when it comes to treating snoring and sleep apnea, and he has a track record to prove it. If you're snoring and not sleeping, you need to call Dr. Mark Levy's office today. And as the end of the year approaches, a lot of people have exceeded their medical deductibles, which means less out of pocket for you. Don't delay. Schedule your appointment today with Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. Or you can visit him online at sleepbettercolumbus.com. 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or sleepbettercolumbus.com.
Hear that? The soothing sounds of a bubble bath. And if you were here, you'd smell a single cedar leaf candle. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens out on the road, riding your motorcycle protected by Progressive. So if you ride, get back on the road and enjoy 24/7 roadside assistance from Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. And then take a shower, because it's fast, like your motorcycle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Roadside assistance may require comprehensive coverage. Not available in all states.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. FeelGreatColumbus.com. The Fan.
If you can find a show that's closer to Buckeye football, it would be hosted by Ryan Day. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Last call. Offer's almost over. We've been talking about it for weeks. Already missed the first 2 weeks.
Finish your whiskey or beer, baby.
Exactly. All FanDuel customers, you can bet $5, get a 3-week free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. And then with a YouTube TV base plan, you're going to be able to watch every single regular season Sunday afternoon out-of-market game. All you need is a Google account, a current form of payment, and you can cancel it at any time. Offer will end on Sunday, so if you've been thinking about getting the Sunday Ticket, Bob, there's no better time to do it than right now.
Go get it right now. Once you get it, you'll be like little Billy when you try to take the screens away, Beam.
I don't know what I would do without my screens.
You wouldn't realize how to watch NFL games on Sunday afternoon without the quad
Simulation
box.
overload, red zone. We're going to Philadelphia. We're going to Dallas. I don't even know what I'm looking at half the time.
It's all there for you. So go visit FanDuel.com/juice to download America's #1 sportsbook. Must be 21 or older in present Ohio. Full price of NFL Sunday Ticket will automatically be charged seasonally after free trial. No refunds, terms, restrictions, and embargoes apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
A man with many career achievements. Leading tackler in Centerville football history. Leading tackler in Green Bay Packers history. Still afraid of Larry Knopfsinger. And the crowning achievement, the third member of the Island Boys, A.J. Hawk.
Sponsored by FanDuel, the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice.
Right now we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Check with our good friend. He is A.J. Hawk. Age, happy Football Friday to you, buddy. We were talking about this 20 years ago Do you happen to recall the final moments of the Buckeyes against Thundering Herd game at the Horseshoe?
Yeah, and I don't remember in detail as much as Bobby does, but yeah, I remember we needed old Nuge to bail us out and to win us a game, and Nuge drained a deep field goal just to put us over the top in that game, and I definitely remember feeling very relieved after he made that kick.
How did you feel in that game, AJ, when you had the elk versus elk matchup? Two just stud elks going at each other, you and Zach Elsis battling right there in the middle of the line.
Well, yeah, Zach Elsis was 2 years older than me, and in my brother's grade, and I grew up playing against him, playing with him, and then all of a sudden he was on Marshall's squad as an offensive lineman, and we definitely butted heads a few times, but it was awesome to go against him because he's an absolute legend on the field. So it was a great addition at Marshall. He transferred to Marshall from Miami of Ohio. I think it was a good pickup for them. He worked out for a couple years for Marshall.
Did you guys have a great time after the game, too, when he stayed in Columbus?
Always. It's always a great time, especially anyone from Centerville, especially a guy like Zach. We had a good time. Everyone had a good time. Bobby's been around him multiple times, multiple people from Centerville, and yeah, just a tough, gritty guy from Centerville.
Lots of grit. I mean, listen, I've watched dudes pee on other dudes in the shower. He's the first dude I've watched pee on another dude intentionally, just in Gen Pop after hanging out at night, though.
Well, hey, I guess you get away with what you feel you can, and Zach could get away with whatever he wanted back then.
Yeah, he is AJ Hawk with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Do you remember being as mad at Tress on a third down stop? So Marshall is driving in. There's 9 minutes left to go in the game. You and Bob combo tackle on the sideline on Ahmad Bradshaw. There's a holding penalty. It would have been 4th and 9. Instead, you guys elect to take the yards. It's now third and 20, and then the subsequent play, they score a touchdown.
Yeah, well, so I actually just saw the clip, Bob. I just watched that last night of you talking about this. Your recall is off the charts, but it did kind of refresh my memory on that. It was not fresh in my mind, and then I remember you after I see that clip of you. Yeah, I get it. Like, when you're tired like that, too, especially like, hey, we don't need more plays. We don't need to be out here longer. We need to be out here less. And usually when something like that happens, it's usually bad things for the defense on the next play right away. But, yeah, I understand Bob's frustration there. I was definitely a bit frustrated, maybe not as much as Bob, but, man, it's a good thing we got that win, that's for sure.
Oh, it was big. It was a huge kick for Nuge. It ended up working out, but that made it 21-21 on the subsequent touchdown. I was not happy. I think I was dropping some F-bombs to Tress. It was not AJ, I get a little worked up, get fired up out there. Snides was having to pull me back. But you're going to the game this weekend. You're taking the kids down there, correct?
Yes.
How excited are we for that? How pumped are the kids? Are we taking the whole crew? Is this just the boys? I mean, is Lenny coming too? Is Beebs going to be down there? Brady's going to be down there? Is this a full family affair with Leash and everyone too? What can we anticipate if we're cruising around the Horseshoe around 10, 11 o'clock on a Saturday this weekend?
Yeah, the whole crew is coming down. We circled this one a couple weeks ago, and everything is working out where kids aren't having to miss too many games or all their own stuff. But yeah, we're taking the whole family. All the kids are coming. We'll go visit Uncle Brady down on set for the big noon crew before we go in. But yeah, we're pumped. Hopefully we'll go down there and go watch some of warm-ups from the sideline. That's the plan right now, and watch the game. I know it's gonna be a nice warm day. We love that. But yeah, my kids are juiced. They're arguing over what jerseys they can wear this morning. What shoes, this one doesn't fit, that one does. I want those shoes or that Ohio State shirt. So it's going to be awesome. Though. I'm pumped to go bounce around the different tailgates and see all my buds and everyone that it's been a little while since I've went to a game, and I'm looking forward to it, man. It's going to be awesome.
So big congratulations to your brother Ryan Hawk, who we had in studio with us in July. Now, you were on the 600th episode of his podcast, The Learning Leader Show, AJ, and it was you, Pistol, and Ryan. Pistol is your dad, for the folks that don't know that. And you guys were discussing, if you were stranded on a desert island, which 5 shows would you just be able to watch for the rest of your life? on a desert island. Do you have the recall of your 5 shows?
Absolutely not, but I know The Office was my number 1 pick, and I know I had The Wonder Years in there, and maybe even The Real World. I think The Real World, I got 3 out of 5 just off the top of my head. Man, I do not have any CTE, so I at least got 3 of them.
The other 2 were Entourage and The Sopranos. So for you, I mean, why are we picking that, and how would you power rank those shows?
Oh, man. You saying power rankings, that like triggers me when I hear power rankings. Like, what does that mean? Like, I hate that so much.
Rank it. What are your favorites? Just rank them 1 to 5.
I don't know why. I'm sorry. I took a tangent on the power ranking situation. 1 to 5. I mean, I think my list has. I think that for me, no doubt, The Office will. It's going to be tough for anything ever to get past that. The Office. The Wonder Years has been a while, but that was a big part of my childhood was watching The Wonder Years, I think. I put Entourage maybe there at 3rd. That's even rewatchable now. Real World maybe at 4. And then what was my 5th one? What did I have?
Sopranos. Yeah.
Maybe the bump Sopranos up. That's why I'm not good with these power rankings, because I waffle back and forth. I think it depends on the day, depends on the mood, on what I want to watch.
I can't remember Pistols, but I think it was
Pistols was Jeopardy, the Midnight Special, Monday Night Football, Law and Order, SVU, and the Masters.
Oh my! I mean, he has a golf tournament in there. Like that's not it. Those aren't TV shows. You can't count Monday Night Football. Like, does Pistol understand the rules?
No, nobody understands the rules. I mean, that's part of it, I guess. It's a snake draft situation. I still don't know what a snake draft is and how it works.
Trouser snake.
We talked about that on there, but no, of course my dad doesn't understand. I mean, the older you get, the less awareness you have, I think, and you get out of touch. And he called it Law and Order SUV, and I don't even think he's never even seen an episode. I think he just said that because there's like 30 seasons of it. He's like, oh, there's a lot of stuff on there.
There's a lot to watch. A volume shooter, yeah. I love it.
Yep.
Oh, that's great.
I don't know what's better, that or Jeopardy. You just rewatch that for history. We try to watch Jeopardy like we used to watch it once an evening when it aired, but now I think we're like 2 years back, so we still got time to catch up. Buddy, always appreciate the time. Thanks so much for joining us here this morning. Have a great day at the Horseshoe tomorrow, and we'll check it again next Friday, all right?
All right, thanks, guys.
There he goes. AJ Hawk with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. 3 keys to a Buckeye victory on a football Friday next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
A serious fire on Alum Creek, both directions between Refugee Road and Winslow is blocked there. A crash on the East Outer Belt northbound between Hamilton Road and 670. It's an accident blocking your 2 left lanes. On the North Outer Belt eastbound before Sawmill, there's a crash there, also blocking the 2 right lanes. We've got backups because of a debris problem on 70 at the downtown split eastbound before 71. The lane closures have now been removed, but traffic is still pretty slow. I'm Heather Pasco for 97.1, The Fan Traffic.
Hi, I'm Joanna Williams, General Manager at Tansky Sawmill Toyota. Is it time for a new or used car? Visit Tansky Sawmill Toyota on the corner of Sawmill and 161, home of the Tansky Promise, where our salespeople aren't paid on commission. We have a 72-hour exchange policy, and every transaction is upfront and transparent. You can even start the process at home. Visit TanskySawmillToyota.com to start your purchase today and to see all of this month's specials. And when you think Toyota, think Tansky.
Looking for a new family room, playroom, or home office? Call Ohio Basement Authority today, the experts in turnkey basement finishing. They'll convert your unused space into a customized area you're going to love. Imagine a home gym, a man cave, or even a cozy guest suite. Contact Ohio Basement Authority now for the best-in-class basement finishing services. Get your free estimate today. Go to ohiobasementauthority.com. Licensed in all states. See website for details.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Save big on 12 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Select varieties are just $4.99 each with your card and digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Direct auto insurance is for uncompromisers, like Matt.
When his old car insurance got so expensive, do you think he walked until his sneakers wore out? No, because he found savings with Direct Auto so he could drive instead of compromise. With savings of up to 25% on state minimum coverage, you too can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com or a store near you. Savings vary, terms apply. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
If you miss a little, you'll miss a lot. Search for your favorite fan shows wherever you get your podcasts and subscribe. Every episode comes right to your phone absolutely free. Modern technology, it's a hell of a thing. Do it now. The Fan.
Welcome to the greatest show on turf at Great Lakes Kia.
I'm pretty sure that's just tile.
And you can feel the excitement in the air. Brand new Kias under $5 a day.
I'm Bart Zimmerman, General Manager at Great Lakes Kia.
Bart's coming up big. Leafs new 24 Kia Forte LXS, EV Wind, and Sorrento LX.
Under $5 a day. $5.
Oh, and the fan favorite, new 24 Kia Telluride LX, under $8 a day at Great Lakes Kia.
Even new 24 Kia Carnival LXS, under $9 a day.
There's a flag on the play. It looks like credit interference.
No problem. Get approved with 1.9% financing.
Take the winning drive to Great Lakes Kia.
Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia.
In Columbus,
GreatLakesKia.com.
Visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
Check it out, the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence and camera control for easy access. At Verizon, you can get it when you trade in any phone from one of their top brands.
Any?
Any.
Even if it's 4 years old?
Yeah.
Even if it's 4 years old and I drop it on the sidewalk?
Yep.
Even if it's 4 years old and I drop it on the sidewalk, then a scooter runs it over, so now it's not just old and cracked but shattered?
With Verizon, the answer is always yes. New and existing customers can trade in any phone from one of our top brands in any condition for the new iPhone 16 Pro with Unlimited Ultimate. Trade-in terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
Hey football fans, with BetMGM's Second Chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second.
BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements. Partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today, sunny and hot with a high of 90. Tonight, increasing clouds with a 20% chance of a shower late tonight into early tomorrow morning. Saturday, we get up to around 91. Sunday, sunny skies with a high of 90. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV Weather Impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric, and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep your home comfortable. The Fan.
Hash browns and smackdowns. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Wrapping things up here, Little Football Friday edition of the program. Brandon Bean, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark, Uncle Bo and the boys. They're going to be up after we're done. Of course, Football Friday for them, as well as it is all day right here on the Fan. And, of course, Uncle Bo and the boys will have their usual Friday guests. Doug LeMaurice going to join them coming up at 10:20. Timmy May will digress them at 11:33. I saw this stat, and it is really pretty mind-blowing before we get to 3 keys from Buckeye victory tomorrow against Marshall. Aaron Rodgers has thrown 480 touchdown passes in his career. Last night when he threw to Garrett Wilson a touchdown pass was the first time ever that Aaron Rodgers has ever thrown it to a first-round draft pick. First time ever Aaron Rodgers threw a touchdown to a first-round wide receiver.
Pretty remarkable. The fact that not only did they never draft a guy for him in the first round, the fact that they never had traded for anybody, the fact that there wasn't a guy they picked up in free agency at some point, anyone, that has never happened. 480. I mean, I would venture a guess that he's going to crack the 500 mark too this year, which is also pretty iconic.
Yeah, 500 touchdowns. Pretty amazing. And you and I were debating this off of the air. Like, who do you think he's thrown his most touchdown passes to?
I said Greg Jennings because I think he played.
Greg Jennings is 5th. I've got the list. He threw 42 touchdown passes to Greg Jennings at 42 touchdowns.
Oh,
now this is only when he had 465, so there are 15 else to be unaccounted here for. But I don't think this is changing very much.
No, I'm trying to think of the other receiver that he had, who was Greg's age, who caught a lot of touchdown passes. You're looking it up, so obviously it's not him.
James Jones.
James Jones, not on the list.
James Jones is 4th, 45.
Okay, so he's one ahead of Greg.
Donald Driver is 6th.
Okay, that was my other guess early, so I guess he's thrown a lot more late.
Top 3 Aaron Rodgers touchdown passes in his career to a receivers who, Shark? Devontae Adams is number 2 at
He wasn't there very long.
66. 66 touchdowns. He's second of all time.
Is it Jordy?
Jordy is number 1 at 70.
Good, you nailed that. Good for you.
Yeah, and then Randall Cobb is 3rd at 46.
Really?
Yeah, 480 touchdowns, though. First ever to a first-round wide receiver draft pick. That's pretty remarkable. Bob, Buckeyes noon tomorrow, Horseshoe against the Thundering Herd of Marshalls. 3 keys to a Buckeye victory for you. Let's go with number 1 is what?
Number 1, they got to stop the run. Marshall at 147 yards on the ground against Virginia Tech. They can pound the rock a little bit. This will be an amplified test on the ground. This defense has been tremendous. Can they continue to keep that up?
Yeah, number 1 for me is going to be continuity on the offensive line. We're expecting Donovan Jackson to play against Marshall. We had Austin Ward on in the 7 o'clock hour. Again, you can listen to our podcast if you miss anything here from the show. And he goes, and we'll just wonder about the continuity. They looked really good week number 2, and then he's coming back. Now, Donovan Jackson has gotten practice reps. It's not like he's been out. He just hasn't played in a game yet. So I want to see the continuity from this offensive line going up against what is probably the best front that you've seen so far. I know that Marshall really struggles, really struggles against the run. So I think assert your dominance, Bob. Continuity, offensive line. Let's get those dudes moved out of there.
So part of that is, too, I think they're going to try to assert their dominance. Having D-Jack back is going to help a lot. And I think you saw the 4 tight end package last week. I don't know if they do all of that, but I think that they will go with some heavy tight ends and try to pound the football early in this game to set the tempo, set the scene. They'll take some shots deep and over the top, don't get me wrong. But I think that they're going to lean in to some unusual, if you will, formations out of some 13 personnel, which is 1 running back, 3 tight ends, and only 1 receiver.
Second key for me is going to be on the defensive side of the ball. Now, they're not very prolific. Marshall is not at throwing. I mean, their quarterback's thrown for 228 yards on the season, but he's a dual threat guy. He's got 86 yards on 18 carries. So second key for me, keeping the dual threat game in check. We saw a skosh against Akron when the quarterback got hurt. Dual threat came in, kind of caught the Buckeyes off guard a little bit. I think having all week to prepare for something like that, you're going to want to watch the quarterback, Stone Earl, tomorrow. So keeping the dual threat, keeping the run in check, because he's not very good as a passer.
So lastly, I'll do the full gamut. We'll do a little defense, a little offense, a little special teams, maybe making some changes there on the kickoff return. We'll see how that looks. Maybe some different guys back there. And maybe this is the week they take one to the house. It's been a while, Beam. And leaning on in to see if they can get that done.
Jalen Marshall, 2014.
14 punt. Jordan Hall, I think 2010
Michigan.
For kickoff.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Third key to me for a Buckeye victory, it's going to be the same key every week. Cherish it every time you're in Ohio Stadium, right? You guys came back with 1 goal in mind. Cherish it. Yep. It's noon. It's the first time you played a noon game. Doesn't matter where it's at. Maybe you need to manufacture your own juice. BYOJ, as Schleich said a little bit earlier in the program. But just cherish it, man. You only got a few to go after this because next week you're on the road for your first true road test. Bonus 4th key, load up on Tudor's biscuits before the game. Just load up on all the biscuits and gravy that you can.
Well, not if you're a player and you want to be spry. The biscuits and gravy are great, and I love some biscuits and gravy. They're trying to lure them down there. Coach Huff, lure them down with that Tudor's NIL.
I love that.
Limitless biscuits. Because the best part about the Chick-fil-A biscuit is the biscuits.
It's true. Yeah, you nailed that. I'm excited for you this weekend. I'm excited to recant on Monday.
Oh yeah, I might not make it back.
Oh, you'll be fine. What are you most looking for? I mean, are you more looking forward to going to Tiger Stadium down in Baton Rouge, or are you more looking forward to seeing the fanfare down there?
That's okay. So people always say, look how big the stadium is. I go, part of the atmosphere and environment is stadium size and noise, like the volume, the decibel level. This is the size. The more important part of it to me has always been the people you fill it with.
Yeah,
that is what I'm excited to see. I want to see if Farmer Fran's going to be down there.
I think you'll see multiple.
I mean, if I come back talking like that.
Well, Brian Kelly showed up talking like that.
Family.
Has he dropped that yet? I think he's dropped that, hasn't he?
I haven't even won all my games yet.
I've dropped every opener since I've been there.
Hey, BK, it's tough to win them all if you don't win the first.
It really is. Before we get
can't wait to talk to us.
Before we get out of here today, our fan poll at 971thefan.com or on Twitter at 971thefan or on YouTube, actually. Apparently the fan poll pops up on YouTube magically. I don't know how that happens, but it does. What will be the outcome of tomorrow's Ohio State-Marshall game? Buckeyes by 1-19, Buckeyes by 20-39, Buckeyes by 40+. Check the scores or the Thundering Herd win. What's the final score for you tomorrow, Bob?
I'm going to say 52-6. I'm going to lean on in.
I was going to say 55-7.
That's not bad.
55
I don't like the
to 7.
touchdown.
No, I don't either. I don't like the touchdown either. But maybe, 56-3.
Maybe it's a field goal and 2 safeties.
It could be. That would be probably worse than a touchdown.
They call that the Iowa 7, Shark.
Yeah, the Brian Ferentz special.
They're the only team I know that scored 7 points in a game and won without a touchdown.
Would have been better if they just scored 4. Bob, I had so much fun this week. What do you say we reconvene on Monday if they allow us? You good with that?
Let's do it.
Everybody have an awesome weekend. Enjoy the Buckeye game tomorrow. Uncle Bo and the boys are up next. We're back live on Monday to break everything down. Have a good one. Talk to you then. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Plans need a little extra time heading out on the roads today. An accident on the East Outer Belt northbound between Hamilton Road and 670 blocks the 2 left lanes. On the North Outer Belt eastbound before Sawmill Road, your 2 right lanes are blocked by a crash. And on the east side, 70 westbound between Hamilton and James Road, the 2 lanes are blocked here, and that's what's causing stop-and-go traffic. I'm Heather Pasco for 97.1, The Fan Traffic.
This is a Fan Action Update.
3 college football games on the schedule tonight. Syracuse is an 8.5-point favorite over Stanford. In the Big Ten, it's 24th-ranked Illinois, a 7.5-point dog to 22nd-ranked Nebraska. And Washington State's a 12.5-point favorite over San Jose State. Tomorrow at noon, the Buckeyes are a 39.5-point favorite over Marshall with a total of 52.5. For your Action Update, I'm Scotty Vegas.
This September, Diamonds Direct's ultimate offer is back, stronger than ever. Diamonds Direct helps you get the perfect jewelry gift with 0% interest. That's right, enjoy 5 years of 0% financing on any Diamonds Direct purchase. It's your chance to get her the perfect ring with 0 interest and comfortable monthly payments that fit your budget. But act fast. This offer ends September 30th. For details and more, visit diamondsdirect.com. Spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest on approved credit. Only at Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Common Man and T-Bone here for the Sportsbook, the ESPN Bet Sportsbook inside Hollywood Casino. Yes, they've changed the name.
It is better than ever, but they're still going to have your favorite teams on the biggest screens. You can place your bets, grab some wings and an ice-cold pint, and even hang out with us.
We're going to be there broadcasting live from 3 to 6, Friday, September 27th. And we've got tickets to give away, so come and be with us and hug us.
Must be 21 years or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Football is built on tradition, and so is the Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. With a lifetime powertrain warranty on every vehicle purchase, you know you're getting a relationship that's built to last. Need service? Our Carvenience service takes care of everything, from picking up your vehicle to dropping it off when it's done, leaving you with a rental car in between. And with 4 dealerships and a collision center, Hinderer Motor Company is your one-stop shop for all things automotive. Visit HindererMotorCompany.com. We love what moves you.
To Central Ohioans, fall means one thing, football. At Sears Heating and Cooling, fall also means one thing, furnaces. We're not plumbers or electricians. Nope. For 74 years, we've been your Central Ohio heating and cooling experts. Need an electrician or plumber? We'll gladly give you a referral, but we won't pretend to be your one-stop shop for all the trades. We're HVAC experts, and our mission is to provide the highest quality service at the best possible price. That's the local advantage of doing business with your neighbors at Sears Heating and Cooling. Online at SearsHeatingCooling.com.
At the Home Depot, we know Saturdays are for college football. That's why we have everything you need to never miss a play. Like North America's #1 home fire safety brand, Kidda. Because on a day full of football sounds you love, like fight songs, roaring crowds, and your favorite commentators...
like me, Kirk Herbstreit.
The last sound you want to hear is... Defend your game time with Kidda and the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Based on total household installations as of December 2023.
can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at